Top is like peak old white people, old white guy somewhere in a juke joint in St. Mary's County. Like, oh man, ZZ Top, man, that's spinning of the guitar.
That was like spinning the guitar, rabbit, point this way.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, the spinning the guitar was fucking dope. I ain't gonna lie, that shit still hits.
That was dope. See, in the 80s, that was the shit.
The keytar was dope, even though
hand-eye coordination.
I'll be honest with you, there's certain things from the 80s I question. The keytar, what the fuck was this?
The keytar only was believable at families that you knew that could play the
Who could play the keytar? Even Prince wasn't playing the keytar.
Prince didn't, because Prince was like, I want to use this.
It felt like a good visual thing to have in a music video. You need to have a keytar, keytar, scantily clad chick dancing on a Mustang or whatever. And
I think the reason why is because dudes that had keytars were talent. I'm not saying they didn't have the talent to do that, but they wanted to look like the guitarist. They wanted to be the rock star. You can't do that when you play the piano. You know, I don't know why. Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome to Three Black Geeks. This is the final movie in the trilogy that is Back to the Future. This is Back to the Future 3.
Like, click, subscribe, go to our website, 3blackgeeks.com, and enjoy all the shenanigans and videos that we put up and such.
Please hit the notification button. Please, if you're going to donate, please let it be at least $1. And happy birthday to Sue. Happy birthday to Sue. He's gonna need Mega Muscle because he's turning 40.
But anyways,
I don't think I want to say that.
We talk about
use about Mega all the time.
Before some of these movie series had like 4 or 5 movies and stuff. When it came to like Back to the Future 3, I know a lot of people put it as definitely like the weaker effort, but like in my eyes, it's a very simple movie. Nothing crazy. I never felt like it like, raped my childhood or whatever, or it fucked up the Back to the Future franchise. I'm trying to find the words for it and stuff.
No, you made her act. That's what they said. Oh my God, this sequel ruined everything with it and all the rest of it. This didn't make no attempts of, I wouldn't say changing the story or anything like that. This is during a time where sequels had pressure, but with Back to the Future, it didn't have a lot of pressure on it because all they had to do was just finish the story.
Yeah, and I think Sue brought it up in the last episode. They filmed 2 and 3 back to back.
They filmed the last 2 movies back to back, but released them as separate years.
The idea of 3, part of it came from Michael J. Fox because he said he always wanted to do a Western. So they said, fuck it, 1885, well, Old West, and such, Marty's parent, Marty's great grandparents, get Biff Tannen, Mad Dog Biff Tannen and stuff, which I think, didn't they allude to it in 2?
No.
Yeah, they did. No, yes, they did. They did. Remember when it was talking when we went to Biff's casino, they mentioned Mad Dog Tannen back in the day.
Yes.
No, Mad Dog Tannen, the name Mad Dog Tannen didn't drop until 3. It was in the beginning of 3. It was in the beginning of 3 when he found out about his the only reason why he even found out about Mad Dog to begin with was because he found out that Doc got shot in the back 2 or 3 days after he sent the letter to Marty.
Looked into microfisher and was like, "Hey, Dog Biff, what's that?" Microfisher, folks, or this was old school Google. You had to get the little cards and put it underneath the thing.
Yeah,
and
microfisher.
Yeah. They still have them in
Yeah,
certain spots. They still have them. They still have them. Tell that to a Gen Zer, they're gonna look at you like, the fuck is a microfisher?
Hey, imagine the shock.
Tell that a couple people our age, they ain't gonna know what the fuck.
Imagine the shock and awe when you tell them, hey, like this man got a letter from Western Union.
Yeah, it's kind of, which you forget that there were certain companies that still were around. The old West. Western Union was one of them. That's the old school and stuff. I think, wasn't there another company? Wasn't like Nintendo another one? Yeah, Wells Fargo. That's another. That was another one and stuff. But like, maybe because again, I played so much Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. The old West, God, living in the old West is wild. Because it's like you rob a bank in one state, all you had to do was go like 2 states over and you were fine. Like you were great. Nobody was gonna look for you like 2 states over or even 1 state over. It's like who the fuck cares? Like you could be a sheriff in a new town and have a new life somewhere and you were fine, unless somebody was headhunting you and shit. But like
literally, it's the same thing. The 2 towns over, the 2 towns over method. Not to race back to the beginning of what we said, but Kurt Eris, I'm in Futurepedia. Yes,
No, you're right.
Futurepedia.
No,
They mentioned that.
I see it. Mentioned. Okay, they mentioned
it. Yeah. But I mean,
so I get it. They gave this nigga the Negan treatment before Negan, where you just heard him in name only.
I mean, because the thing of it is, it's like, so Doc at the end of 2, we saw him disappear, and the guy gave him the Western Union, and Doc basically is stuck in 1885. So Marty
with the rain, wait a minute, Doc's alive. Doc's alive.
So Marty is stuck. So Marty was stuck in the 1950s. So he does what he did. He goes back over to Doc. This is after his 80s self already went back to the future, essentially, right? Yeah. Because he already went through. So Doc is going crazy, like Marty's. So basically, the start of this movie.
I liked it because he did this, like, everything's fine. He's about to wrap it up. Next thing you know, dun, 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 you just see Marty just running.
I sent you back to the future.
Doc. He's saying Doc over and over again. Doc doesn't turn around until he's like, Marty, 21 gigawatts. How did you get?
He tells him, like, no, wait. No, you can't be back here. I literally just sent you back to the future. Yeah, I know you sent me back, but Doc, I'm back. I'm back from the future.
Now, I want people to understand something again. Back to the Future. Back to the Future goes off of very streamlined time travel. It's not realistic time travel because essentially, again, Dragon Ball Z, Avengers Endgame time travel realistically by science. Essentially, you go back to the past. You can't change your present future. You just divert the future to a different future timeline, essentially.
You created a different timeline.
Yeah, Back to the Future and most time travel movies go off of linear time travel, where whatever you did in the past fucks up your future.
Well, now thanks to the new Terminator anime, when you go back in time, you're not going back to your past. You're going back to a whole new past, and the future that you're
I gotta watch
in the future that you're trying to prevent is a completely different future. For that past that you went back to, you're not preventing the one that you just left.
Yeah. So, and which is ironic because we talked about it in 2 where Marty, Biff getting the fucking shit created an alternative 1984 and shit, which if we go by literal scientific future, Biff would have just created another 1984 path, but it wouldn't be the present future 1985.
Must remember, Back to the Future, everything ends in 5.
Yeah, so basically Biff would have just created a different future 1985, and Marty would have just went back to his present 1985 like nothing fucking happened and stuff. We went by literal, but like I said, Back to the Future, it's a little bit different because essentially Marty has to wait it out until he figures out where Doc put the time machine in 1885, and we find out that time machine is in a mine.
I like it because it's like hiding behind like old, like you see all these old rocks, they take it out. It's like, yes, perfectly preserved. I'm like, yeah, you did a good job here, Doc. Good
like,
job
so,
here, Doc.
I'm like, so let me get
Scorpion. Yeah, you did a good job, Doc.
No, that's here's something that kind of threw me off for a minute. I'm like, wait a minute. So you took the time machine and you hid it way out there. You also had it like covered up and left inside this cave mine or whatever. And you mean to tell me from 1885 to 1955 it just sat there uninterrupted?
I mean, think about it like this. This
he
ain't
knows
if
how
it
Hill
was
Valley looks like.
But let's be real.
He knows how Hill Valley looks like in the 50s.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but think about it like this in terms of current time right now, right? If we went back to the 80s to Clinton, Maryland, all of us grew up around Clinton Temple Hills.
I wouldn't leave a damn thing there.
No, but what I'm saying is
bulldozed over.
But think about it. The where shit was at in Clinton in 1984 is drastically different than in what it is now. So
Exactly.
if I was leaving something in Waldorf, right, where my folks live, it's probably a safer option because they haven't built up shit. But it made it easier to do it for the 50s.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it made it easier to do it from 1885 to 1950s because ain't jack shit was built up like that. Think about it. When Marty went back to the 50s, Hill Valley was like just a bunch of farmland and shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna say there was one
Hill Valley
that wasn't even there until you got back to the present.
So it made sense to put it in the mind. Like, all right,
no. The area that was the neighborhood that Marty lived in was being developed. It was
but where the time machine was in the mind, it made sense because nothing got built up there yet. So it's like, all right, we're fine. We're good. Now, if it was the 80s, oh yeah, that good luck finding that machine in the mind.
Still.
Oh yeah, no. I'm with him on that. Like I understand. Like
imagine a traveling circus or something was probably put right there.
Okay, that's the part that, or Eris, that is the part I do agree. Well, all right, I get that part. But what if there was something in front of the mind blocking it so you couldn't get into it?
That's my point.
That I get. That I get. It's like this. But oh yeah, they did job like put a motherfucking Starbucks over here. Like, you know what I mean?
But I think it's just the logic of, but I think because Doc was smart enough, it's like, nah, we're good. We're fine.
Because also let's keep this in mind. Remember, he went all the way back to 1885, a timeline that you don't even exist in. Therefore, shit should already be changing. You know, the fact that you're
I thought about that too.
The fact that you're there. The fact that you're like Doc, the fact that you're there should already cause stuff to change. And the fact that you're going to take this piece of machinery from the 1980s that got sent from the 1950s into the 1880s, and you really think that this is going to sit here uninterrupted until 1955? That has to be the biggest stroke of luck and coincidences all lined up together that I've ever seen.
I am not disagreeing with you, but if you know that where you're at is going to be empty 50 years from now, then I don't see a problem with that.
Yeah.
Like by the logic of a movie,
I still gotta ask.
You gotta let that go.
I still gotta ask, how would you know? Because Doc, you've never been to 1885. You said it, and he said it himself. The Browns didn't come over until 1908.
Yeah, but I mean,
and then they weren't called the Browns; they were the Von Braun. The Von
Brauns.
But like I said again, Doc is
that
smart.
name
so
because
you go with
Germany. Germany was like fucking up shit.
No, but I just think Doc was smart. So to me, it was just like, all right, you just roll with it because Doc probably knew better where to put the car at. We're fine.
Yeah, he just figures, as Nicky Santoro would say, a couple miles down the road, ain't nobody going.
I mean, it's just one of those.
Question: how did you go from vegetation to straight up just desert? Yeah, now, is that development of how the development of the West went? Like, I can totally believe that all the grass and greenery that we see in Hill Valley in present day, that was man-made. They brought grass in. They set and planted all that and make it farmland. You know what I mean? I can believe that. But it went from green to nothing but brown and clearly Arizona in the background. That's the problem I had.
I mean, I don't know how. Look, it would be nice to get kind of like a visual map of different points of Hill Valley because that looked like a drive-in theater. Which, if you have a drive-in, especially wherever Hill Valley, the state Hill Valley is in California, right?
Yeah.
California, yeah, California. So California, I can buy it that there because Southern California, especially, there's spots where it's like as soon as you leave town, boom, you out in the fucking desert, and all that stuff. But like trying to think, the hills or wherever the fuck it is in Southern California.
That's what I'm saying. Hill Valley, I always took Hill Valley as maybe outside
Pasadena-ish.
Outside of Orange County. I was thinking outside of Orange County.
I was put this way.
Remember, Hill Valley was populated, but it wasn't a big town.
But I'm saying where I was at in Pasadena up there, I can believe it being there because if you drive outside Pasadena, you're pretty much out in desert. That mountain area and stuff. So that kind of tracks if that's where it's at. Because Hill Valley for damn sure wasn't in LA and shit for damn sure, So it felt very Pasadena outside LA County-esque area and stuff. Like I said, especially when you think about like drive-in theaters And the fact that drive-in theaters, you need a lot of space that's like away from everything. So it tracks.
I can accept it.
But the fact that Doc had to jerry rig the fucking time machine with a new way for Mario to time travel and stuff instead of the usual fucking cord, the little pole up top, and he has to hit the shit when lightning strikes. I was like,
well, that's because remember because because this is the new DeLorean, what's his face doesn't even work. Mr. Fusion wouldn't work because the lightning had pretty much fried it, and so he couldn't use that. But he did give him a solution of how he could use the time machine to go back home, where he doesn't have to sit around waiting for another bolt of lightning in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "Hey, just do this, follow these instructions, and you'll be back home." He said,
I loved it because he was,
and I'm telling you right now, do not come here looking for me. Don't come back here to get me. I am happy where I am. I'm happy here in the Old West. It's the only thing I ask for you to do is take care of my dog Einstein. That's it.
Yeah.
Who's Einstein? That's your dog, dude. And then that's when I found out that the older dog was named Copernicus. I was like,
no, it's the same dog. Apparently, it's the same dog because he said
it's the same type.
No, same dog because Marty said, yeah, you named him. You changed his name to Einstein after you figured out how to make time travel possible. Originally, you called
him. How many Einsteins did that nigga have?
He only had that one.
Can't be. Ain't nowhere a dog lives from the 50s to the 80s. Ain't no
I
way.
know. It doesn't make any sense.
Oh, no, man. Dogs are built differently in the 50s.
Shut up, Chris. Shut up. I'm getting sick of you. We just started this show. And you gonna bring up the
Sir, we're gonna be using that frog image because that's exactly I don't know whether it was you or somebody else. It was like the 1880s when you had to get put down for surgery.
No, Chris.
No.
Chris act like these. CJ over here acting like these dogs came with carburetor 60s and shit.
I don't know, man. Look.
I don't know. No, Chris over there like this. I don't know, D. You just change the transmission and make sure it's fluid.
Here's the thing.
I
didn't know. I didn't want to buy because you know how people sit there and say food in certain eras tastes different now.
Which they do.
I had a moment of clarity. I was like, Lucky Charms tasted really fucking good in the 80s and 90s, and somewhere they changed the fucking the ingredients, and it's like
they changed the chemicals. That's what they did.
They don't hit.
Took the cocaine out the Coca-Cola. We used to be a country.
Like the only cereal that's consistent is like Honey Nut Cheerios and Cheerios. That's the only thing that's consistent. They didn't fuck around with Honey Nut Cheerios.
I'm sorry, what is
Cheerios, I said Honey Nut Cheerios and Honey Nut Cheerios and Cheerios are the only two that they never really fucked with because it's like
Honey Nut Cheerios.
I put money on it. They changed the formula.
I would say that no. For me, I say the 80s Honey Nut Cheerios. They used to just drop the entire jar of honey in it. Now we went from dropping a jar to just a drop.
Well, diabetes, sir. It's the number one killer of black
diabetes.
Raw ass honey.
But hold on. That being said, my son loves Fruit Loops. Fruit Loops found a way to take out less sugar and make it more sugar. Like, I don't know how they did it, but they did it.
That's what I just said. They changed
the magic of science.
It's what I just said. They changed the chemicals.
I mean, hey, look. See, Tevin knows. They're losing recipes, man. Jerome Mills
been losing recipes.
Man, look, man. I'm just like, nigga, the honeycombs don't taste the same, nigga.
No, I mean, look, I'm just saying, like, I feel animals kind of had a little bit of longevity. A little bit.
Chris. That's like you tell me, look, man, magpies back in the day used to live for a whole year, not this 4 months bullshit. But you sound.
But even the thing with the X year money logic, it does hold up because you think about how much, like, if you see certain movies where it's like, oh man, like there's a show that's out right now on Peacock about the fight night shit about the robbery that happened the night of Muhammad Ali fighting in Atlanta, right? And it was supposed to be sort of like the start of how Atlanta ended up becoming like the Black Mecca or whatever, right? So these guys robbed
Chicago. Look, Eric, Chris. Chicago and on DC.
I know, right? So
Sure.
So
Sure,
these
man,
guys
like
robbed
Bird of Blackjacker.
these guys robbed, and I think they got like close to $1 million. Now, bear in mind, this is the 70s, so $1 million, that money can go a
I can go
long,
way. I can
long
go
fucking
way.
way
Shit.
back then. So it still holds up, Now $1 million in this economy, it's like it's good, but you ain't quitting your fucking job for that shit either,
How
people
effed
forget
up
about
does
it
that
in the 80s.
sound, though?
No, but people think
How
about it.
effed up does that sound, Chris?
Remember in
You
the
still can't quit your job after stealing $1 million.
My girl laughed at me, but both of y'all can co-sign this. You remember like the Publishers Clearinghouse? You win $1 million, motherfuckers be like, I can quit my job now. Yeah. Can't do that shit now, dog.
I hate as a kid. Fuck you, Eggman, man. Because I hate as a kid. Every time I just heard unsolicited, today's the day. Mom's going to get that Publishers Clearinghouse. I really legit thought my mom and my dad one day like, we won $4 million from Publishers Clearinghouse.
We can put you through Stanford, D.
Cool. Hey, D, you always wanted to go to Yale. No, I did it. Well, you know it now, nigga.
You know it now. I didn't fucking have to go to Yale. I didn't ask for this.
I hated the Publishers Clearinghouse because I wanted my family to be a part of that. You ruined my life, Edmund, man.
I'm sorry. I really don't mean to go back to it, but there was one other thing I wanted to mention. California, earthquakes, seismic activity, time machine unaffected in an abandoned gold mine. Who knew?
Hey man, we just use that dynamite to get it out. That's all you need.
And destroy the car even more.
Sir, you don't destroy cars. You strategically place it to where it doesn't harm the car. That's how dynamite works.
And
I'm not a miner, but
and all that falling rock crushing the car even more.
Chris.
He didn't wrap the shit in bubble wrap. That didn't exist until 1920.
Don't live in West Virginia, so I don't know the mining.
I didn't live in. I like how I didn't live in West Virginia is going to be his defense.
Hey, look, I don't know the protocols on mining, but I do know you have to strategically place dynamite in certain spots in order to prevent cave-ins and damage and shit too.
But at the same time, now I will say this, Harris. At the same time, the way it was boarded up, I think that even a miner be like, don't go in there. Yeah. It might already crush back there. So you have to put like a notice up, like will cave in or some bull crap. Actually, you know what, Harris? Now that I think about it, the chances of a cave in is not high, but there are chances.
There's still chances.
I don't know.
Shit happens.
All it takes is all it takes is for two hopped up on marijuana. Hopped on a 1940s marijuana white people to go back there like, come on, man, let's fuck around the cave, man. And whoop.
Or it could or again, you have an unknown anomaly known as Doc Brown, 1985 Doc Brown in 1885. He just happened to sneeze wrong, and the horses that he's been raising just happens to kick something the wrong way, and somehow a cosmic shift of things, a cosmic shift in that mind.
I mean,
I'm butterfly affecting it. I know.
I feel you're looking too deep into this again. Since it's Doc Brown. It's Doc Brown. He's a smart fucking person. So
I'm pointing out stuff. Listen,
because
you're the guy that's like, oh, are you the guy that's like, oh, in the Batman universe, Mr. Freeze is unreal.
It's not even that. It's not even like that. It's not even like that, Chris. Listen, don't put me in the freaking cinema sins category, okay? I'm not doing that. I'm just simply pointing out stuff.
I do have one question though.
I'm just pointing out stuff. That's all.
But Eris, if Doc was in the air when he got struck by that lightning, how did he get to the ground?
Very good.
Did he just casually get to the ground?
A very good.
Or did he drop like the rock he should have?
That's a very good question. Considering how high he was off the ground, that's another thing. I would also like to point out that number one, the lightning bolt definitely damaged the time circuits. It also, it also damaged the flying circuits as well. So it'll never fly again. Not to mention,
so they
not,
just straight up Symphony tonight. No freaking
yeah.
car.
Yes.
Have all these badass powers. We just took all your powers.
Yeah, just took it away. And he
like
said,
the Pepsi crate.
and
I love the Pepsi crate on that thing.
And he said in the I remember he said in the letter, he said, yeah, by the way, Marty, you know, I am back here in 1885. You know, the lightning bolt did strike it and send me back here, and unfortunately, all the suitable parts that I need won't be invented until 1947.
One of my favorite lines of the whole movie. It's the reason why it didn't work. It says made in Japan. What are you talking about, Doc?
All the best stuff is made in Japan.
My God. What did he say?
Unbelievable.
Now that raises this. Hey, Doc, are you racist?
Maybe.
Because the evidence, there's more and more evidence that's pointing to me that you might be racist.
Listen, we all love our favorite Family Guy joke. We gotta go to the future. Like, why? Your daughter marries a black man. We're actually fine with that, Doc.
Yeah, I don't mind it either.
I don't mind it either.
Really?
What are you serious? Yeah, we're totally okay with it. Something wrong with that, Doc? No, nothing. Congratulations. I don't really feel too good hanging around you anymore, Doc.
You know that peanut butter was
invented by a black man?
I don't think we need to hang out with each other anymore, Doc. Like it's like the little things like, hey, Doc, Mr. Brown, you are German. You are German.
I'm like, nah, Doc, land the car.
Nah, man, get me and my girls by here, man. I ain't about to bring that toxicity.
I like how Marty basically was like this in the time machine when Doc told him specifically, do not go to 1885. Here's Marty after getting in the car. I'm going to 1885.
Only because he's
1950s. Doc Brown was like, "Great Scott, you gotta stop him."
Well, it's what was it? He didn't he find like a didn't he find like yeah, that's right. He did find a tombstone, and it actually said Emmett Doc Brown, right?
Man, love her scientist.
He looks at it, he goes, wait a minute, what the hell, Doc? He's like, Doc, you're dead, but yet you're here in this time.
That is kind of strange, though, especially with Back to the Future logic of like.
No, he's actually right. A time at that point, ripping the fabric of reality. What is that? I am a Time Lord. It seems that you two have been messing with, like, for real. It felt like a Time Lord or something.
No, not the Time Lord.
It's not rips through the fabric, going, "What the fuck did y'all do?"
It's not the time. No, it wouldn't be the Time Lord. It'd be the Time Eater from Sonic Generations.
Dog, you remember the
just a giant monster that just sucked all the color out of every timeline. That game was fun. That game was so much fun.
I hated that part of the game so much. I don't know how I beat the game. It was one of the most unfair bosses I ever went through. Yeah, I hated that part.
Eater.
No, it reminds me of the time police that was in Rick and Morty that looked like just big old ball sacks.
Oh God!
And I'll never forget. It was Key and Peele doing the voices. Key called the other one like, yeah, no. When you get to the dolphin people, you went too far. Yeah, the monkey people. All right, cool. You know what they do in time prison? They say they do in every prison except all day long. So yeah, that's like I'm saying. It feels like a time policeman should show up. Mahoshi should show up. Stop it, you do something.
Mahoshi and Keone.
Keone, look, but Keone is a badass cop that won't take no. She just slams Doc on the ground.
So hang on.
The Japanese, they took over.
So hang on a second, gentlemen. So Doc believes that he's fearing that him coming back to the Old West, or Marty coming back to the Old West, is he felt it would be unnecessary time travel, would cause further damage to the space-time continuum.
You have a You have articles from the year 2015.
Yep. Sports Almanac.
Which was almost 10 years ago. But you had that. You had the Sports Almanac. You had the You're Fired. You still got the
You're Fired level. Yeah.
You still have the picture of poor white trash version of the McFlies. Like, come on.
You also have, let's not forget, the Mattel hoverboard.
And your girlfriend turned into Elizabeth Shue. I think you have messed with the timeline enough. I think you messed with it enough.
That's right. Didn't
yes,
she?
No.
She did. No, she did. No, but no. What I was getting at was, remember, she's still sleeping on the porch in the future.
And remember what happened last time? It was black people that lived.
Well, I mean, because Doc even told him like
she was sleeping on the porch in that alternate in 1985.
I mean, because Doc was just like, yeah, when we readjust everything, she's just going to be awake in this new 1984. Everything is just going to change around her. And then boom.
Not new 1984. Everything is just going to go back to the way it was. I'm like, oh, so this is how time travel works in this movie.
No, I'm saying it's linear. It's the linear time travel method that every movie and time travel was doing, because it was like,
except for those moments when the time skews off course and creates an alternate timeline. By going back and correcting what caused it, you will erase it, and everything in that previous timeline goes back to normal. That reminds me so much of taking all the Infinity Stones from different years and just you go back.
What different years?
Because remember, they were trying to figure out an end game. Hold up, this stone was in 2012. This stone was in 2014. This stone we found in 2016. You know, they were able to calculate the years of when these stones were found by which character. Of course, like with the smart thing, guys. 3 of them are right here in Manhattan.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's what I'm saying.
Just go ahead and get them now.
That's like I said, saying again, Back to the Future logic. But
I'm saying you go into the past and a moment where this took place. Take them, come to the future or come to the present. Do what you need to do here, and then go back and return the shit, and act as if none of this ever happened.
I mean, I feel like look. The whole point about Back to the Future is fucking up and then constantly messing up afterwards. That's the thing I've noticed about the whole series. This is a constant series of you could have just sat the fuck down. Like that's what the whole series is. And you make a good point here. It's like, yeah, while we doing half of the shit that we're doing, all we needed to do,
like we could just go back in one trip and get what we need.
Like, we didn't have to, y'all could have just hopped out and just said, hey, 1950s, get back in the car. No, it didn't work out that way. Doc got shot in the back, had to save his life, had to went back in the future, went to the past, did all this other bullshit, got my parents back together. I'm from the planet Vulcan. All the rest of that crap. Next thing you know, you back. Your dad got a backbone. Your dad got a backbone. The asshole named Biff is actually detailing cars. You actually made Biff's life better, because I stand by that. Biff's a solid businessman now.
I mean, but it's kind of
shiny that freaking truck look, nigga.
No, but it's kind of. But when you think about it, like you look at Back to the Future going into 3, like Biff Tannen's whole legacy is his family being dickhead bullies, essentially.
Not even just bullies, bro. And this one, apparently, Buford Mad Dog Tannen. Oh, he takes petty to a whole new level. You shot a man in the back over a matter of $80.
Well, $80 in the Old West is a lot.
That sounds like some.
I know $80 in 1885 money sounds like $500. I get it, but you were more mad at the $80 than the fact that the horse threw a damn shoe. And I get it, as a blacksmith, if the shoe, like, hey, if your horse threw a shoe, bring it back. I'll reshoe him, no problem, no charge. And then you say, I already shot the damn horse, bro. That's your problem.
Yeah, I mean, look,
Doc, like, why you gonna blame?
That's your problem, man. I love the distant argument that they had.
I know, right? They were like, they were miles apart.
It really was. I mean, $80 get you a house.
Jeez, bro. That's $2,500.
$85. Wait, $80 in 1885. It's $20.
I think ironically enough that 2007.
How much I owe you? 2 stacks for a shoe? For shoeing a horse. That's how much I owe you. Nah, nigga, I ain't paying you nothing. I'm kind of with Mad Dog in this one.
No, actually, if I remember correctly, the math that added up, it was $5. $5 for the shoe job, for the quote unquote bot shoe job, and $75 for the horse.
I mean, let's be real, guys. You know, our great grandparents paid for a house in the Great Depression for $80, and you know, our parents in the 80s bought a house for $2,500.
Hey, Chris, what are you talking about? Our parents was black in during the Great Depression. They built that thing by hand. Don't do that.
True. I joke with my mom. My mom literally sat there and was like,
"You build it your own." That's how they treated us.
She was literally like, "Man, y'all should go ahead and get a house." I'm like, "Mom, you and Dad bought a house for like $2,000. What are we talking about?"
Yeah, I'm about to say $2,000 and a ham sandwich. Stop it.
Y'all niggas have like, didn't both of y'all niggas have like function, high-paying jobs at the time? Don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, realistically though, if you're being real, like my folks,
nothing Trump's America, nigga.
My folks bought that house. That house is about the price of a fucking Civic Si with the full sports package. That's how much the house is.
Wow, chat, ban him. Mod, ban him. Ban him for the...
Yeah, I mean, you could buy a slave for $80.
You really could.
That's $80. No sarcasm needed.
Side note,
you could buy a good slave for $80. Hold on, no. That was after slave. Wait a minute. When that Emancipation Proclamation
40 acres and a mule.
Yeah, I think this is after that.
Outlaw Bass Reeves.
And we in the West. Ain't nobody about to own no black man up in here.
Yeah, you got your 40 acres and a mule. There you go.
Not mentioning 40 acres and a mule, Chris. Only like 2% of black people got any of that. Don't do that.
Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, I find it wild. Like, Marty goes back in time and he goes from that poster board with all the Native Americans to, oh shit, this shit's real. And he fucking full reverses.
That is very offensive.
Reverse Indians. Driving through the old West roads, which are rough to the point to where he cracks the fuel line inside the
I like
car.
how that motherfucker got out the car. All right. The white people.
How about the fact that he just happened to like, I guess he went into some kind of costume store to get
that was Doc's. No, that was Doc's clothes. He got
because Doc was the one that told him, you're gonna
go in the West, you gotta look the part.
Yeah. I know he told him that. God, that is terrible.
That is what white people think. Here's the thing. That's what white people think the old West dressing up.
1955,
even to this day, they still think
1955. Doc thinks that's what everybody the old West.
I mean, that's how the movies back then were. And to be honest, it ain't till recently with Yellowstone that people finally fucking figured out. Yeah, they don't wear that shit.
Actually, they found out a long time. Actually, around about the 1980s, late 70s. It's like, look, now that we got color and stuff, we can't be making our crowd boys look like they about
tassels
to bang out
and
the bar
shit
somewhere.
Yeah,
tassels. Oh damn, wrong one. Tassels and stuff. The thing that get me with that is that everybody knows there's agreeing to the West. You can't wear none of that. Actually, there was another movie that probably came out a couple of years before this movie. Three Amigos did the same thing.
That was a
Remember Three Amigos where they were still all dressed up like they looked like they were still part of a mariachi band, and they went to the West and there was a whole bunch of Mexicans. Like, the fuck are you wearing?
That shit was a straight up costume that he wore too.
And it makes it even worse when Marty is like walking into town and everybody's looking at him like, the fuck is you got on and shit. Like with the tennis shoes.
I saw that, D. Thank you.
I mean, look, that's the language of 1885. They call
Especially,
you
they call them worse. You know, they call them worse than that.
Especially since that shit was pink.
my man walked into that bar to get some water.
Pink back then was for boys. Back in the day, back in 1800s, pink was for boys, blue was for girls. So it went all the way back.
But still, like, he walking in that bar, getting some water, and like,
well, what in tarnation are you wearing?
basically.
That dude, I don't know his name. That dude had been in every single Western until his death about in the 1990s. Well, look who it is.
Well, hold on. Before he got to the bar, remember, he was still far away from where he needed to be. He got to the first thing he did, like I said, he ran across the Native Americans, right? And then when he drove, got out the car, gets chased by a man in a bear costume, by the way.
Pure man. We stood up and like, oh, that's a guy in a suit.
That's a guy in a suit. Trips and falls down the hill and lands coincidentally in his ancestors' backyard. And
my man, his great grandfather got a fucking Dobby hat on and shit.
Seamus McFly.
Yeah, that's
bruh.
I have questions. I have several questions.
I thought it was Eric Stoltz for a second. Ain't gonna lie.
That would have been cool. That would have been
smart.
That would have been smart. It would have been smart, and that would have been full circle. But at the same time, everybody felt Eric Stoltz was too cool to play Marty.
I mean, he's literally Michael J. Fox's tether. What the fuck are we talking about here?
If that was the case, then Chris, if that was the case, they would have kept him on, and we never would have gotten Michael J. Fox.
I mean, we know the history. I'm just saying. He is his tether in the 80s, at least. I don't know how he looks now, but like,
I don't know. But the point is this. This is
mine is shaking.
Okay.
I mean, Eric Stoltz would have been better off playing Crispin Glover's character.
Dog, I can totally understand that Seamus looks like Marty. I'm fine with that. I kind of resemble my grandfather. Like in the eyes, I look just like my granddaddy. But real talk, I don't know who that nigga is, to be honest with you. But that being said, when it comes to Marty, I get that. He looks like him. Lee Thompson, Miss Thompson, why do you look like his mama in present day? That's not how genetics work. Why do you look like his mom today? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
And how about the fact that...
Okay, and before somebody said, well, no, that's his mom's blah, 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 blah. No, it can't be. She wasn't a McFly before she got married. So, like, whatever.
I mean, I'm surprised that they just couldn't.
Y'all still had the actors for the second movie. I understand it. So,
I mean, it would have made more sense if they just got Crispin Glover to play him.
Or fuck us all the way up. You should have made that Elizabeth Shue.
That would have been funny. That
would have been actually funny. Yeah. I gotta say, Seamus, I like your taste in women.
I know, right?
You're like this. Oh, you like the taste of it. I don't know what you mean by taste. Speaking of which, shout out to Michael J. Fox for having a pretty decent.
That was a decent Irish.
Accent.
That is a decent Irish accent, bro. That is a decent.
I'll give it to him.
That is a decent fighting Irish accent.
Put him in fisticuffs. Toity. Oh, God. See, I feel like that's saying nigga. If you say toity, that's like saying that to the Irish. I feel as though if it ain't, it ain't. But I feel as though that's like saying the N-word.
So of course, not to give away his name, calling himself Marty. He's like, yeah, what's your name, son? My name is Clint Eastwood.
Apparently, Clint Eastwood co-signed on it and liked
it. His name is Eastwood.
Apparently, Clint Eastwood actually liked that tongue-in-cheek after they asked him permission. He actually got a good laugh out of it, which
I like it.
If I know Clint Eastwood, the way he laughs is just like, are you smiling or scowling, sir? I don't know.
A little bit of both. It's a little bit of both.
Clint Eastwood is such...
Are you happy, Clint? Ecstatic.
Clint Eastwood is an enigma because there was so many people
Absolutely.
At one point, actually, probably after Gran Torino, everybody was like, "Is Clint Eastwood racist?" Maybe.
Oh, look. Clint Eastwood is not racist, but he don't care about us a lot. That's all I can say.
That's the thing. It's weird. Like I never understood.
For us.
And it's probably a social media thing. It was just weird to me. Everybody was like, Clint Eastwood was racist, and I'm like looking at it, I'm like, why would you want like Clint Eastwood never came off like.
I need y'all to leave Dirty Harry alone.
No, but it's not that. It's just in my head. It's like this. Clint Eastwood never came off. I hate to say it like this. It's like, well, he never called me a nigga in my face. That kind of vibe where it's like, all right, sure, but like,
I know what you're saying. Spike Lee is way too loud with, oh, y'all know that nigga racist to make us go, is he? You know what I mean?
But that's Spike Lee. Spike Lee, every white guy's the devil to him. So let's
yeah,
come
of course.
On.
I mean, yeah.
Come on. So but me, it's like I'm not giving him a pass, but at the same time, I'm like, come on, dog. Y'all know the vibes. Why are we trying to like? It's Clint Eastwood. Like, take it or leave it, dude. Like, what do you want? Like, it's like when he did that whole thing with the chair at the fucking Grammys, at the Oscars, and I'm like, all right, Clint, you're old. I whatever you're trying to fucking do, I guess I get it. I don't know, whatever, it's.
I think Clint Eastwood just got old, and a lot of the way
he's just an old white guy.
Because I think a lot of people, black people, at least younger black people. And any like every younger set of black people don't understand the balance that people older than us have to have when it comes to being around white people or being friends with them, whatever, so have you. Like, I remember hearing stuff that my dad said he had to go through with white people, and I'm like, I never had to do that ish. And my dad like, I don't know how you can do that. And I look at kids who are younger than me, it's like, why are you with the white people like that? And it always looked different. The one thing I knew where there was a disconnect in that, where I truly knew it was, remember when Chris Rock came out and said that you don't do that type of stuff around white folk? And there was a bunch of people our age and younger going, what are you talking about? That's when I knew there was a disconnect. They're like, oh, every generation had to deal with being friends with white people and racism a different way than all of us had to. And what I don't like is that we always look back and on, what the F was y'all problem letting the white people do that? We had to live like you did, and that's the way we had to do it. Everybody's not going to be the same when it comes to those situations.
Yeah.
I don't know. Friends of humanity, I suppose.
Not really. Not quite. I mean, it is what it is. But nah, it's weird seeing Marty's interaction with Mad Dog Biff when he rolls into the bar and shit.
I'm mad that Marty at this point is shocked to see 2 different Biffs. No, 3 different Biffs. And it's always the Biff. Like,
no,
I mean, can I be real? It's the escalation for me.
Let's see. So you got current Biff, which he has no problem standing. Current 1985 Biff, which he has no problem standing up to. Then you got 1955 Biff. Who
was just standard Stephen King bully.
2015 Biff, Mad Dog Tannen, alternate 1985 Biff. You went through at least 5 different Biffs.
Well, no. You gotta remember 2 different 80s. You got the one that was.
That's what I said.
No, you only brought up the alternate one from the 84. You think about it. The Biff in the 84. That rolled into his parents' house and just eating food because his dad told the car.
I said that one, Chris. I said
no. But I'm talking about the one afterwards where he went from bully to Mr. McFly, and he's buff. You didn't mention that one.
Oh yeah, okay. He didn't mention
no,
80s.
I didn't mention
80s.
No, I didn't mention. Sorry, I didn't mention Detailer Biff.
But it's ironic because it's like,
that Biff again. Successful businessman, but votes for Trump. Successful businessman.
Each Biff is an escalation because even future Biff's son is a fucking dick, and he does that when Marty fucking punches him, and he's just like,
no, he caught that punch.
Yeah, caught the punch, and he got all big, and it's like, damn. So every Biff that you have fought, it's just escalation after escalation, and you get the Mad Dog, who is basically in no fucks given mode and will shoot your ass on fucking sight.
Man, yeah, he would be. He should be in no F's given mode. He clearly has a
He's
scurvy.
raped and pillaged some Native Americans too. Possibly, just saying.
Oh no, he did that. He
Oh, he did.
racist to everything that's a shade lighter than dirt on white people. You know it.
Also, I mean, look, I if there's
and Chris, bigger than that. Mad Dog clearly has syphilis. Let's just get it out the way, y'all. He has syphilis.
There's things in the Old West that I could appreciate the aesthetics of. That's the dental work because them teeth were dirty as fuck.
No. You know the one aesthetic that I appreciate now that I really can't stand and how I look through history is like, y'all had the formula in front of you. How is it that none of you white people are boiling your water? You just dunk it to the river. Here you go, brown. Like
it was straight brown.
Y'all know how to purify water at this point.
It's vibes.
It's vibes.
Nah, that ain't vibes. That ain't vibes, nigga. That's straight up dysentery.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's vibes. When you just sit there and do that whole
diarrhea and die. That's what
hey, look, we play Oregon Trail. You drink that water. Ah, shit, dysentery. Dead.
One of my favorite things in American Dad, they did the whole American Trail thing. He like, Francine, you just couldn't stop drinking that water. I was thirsty.
Oh man,
contemplating life choices when you see that glass of water.
I mean,
I loved it because when he poured that water, Marty was like this. No, the worst part, man. Later in the movie when he was making the ice cube, you saw this brown little yellow ice. Like,
hey, look, man. When they were eating that rabbit, he was spitting out the buckshots because apparently my man didn't know anything about cooking food and taking the buckshots out that shit. They just cooked it. That's it.
Boy, y'all
just straight up.
No seasoning, just cooking straight up. No
seasoning, nothing, just dead fire.
Again, dead fire vibes. That's it. Survive.
I was looking at Ish last night, right? She broke at that dead rabbit. I'm looking at this. I don't see no salt, no garlic pepper, no garlic powder, no onion powder.
There's a movie. No pepper. Rebel Ridge just came out recently, and my man was cooking fish outside, and that fish looked more seasoned than that goddamn rabbit in Back to the Future.
Oh, look. That nigga, he was
Tyrone Rambo had seasoning. All right, come on.
He had Tyrone Rambo.
Hey,
that is Michael Ealy. God damn it.
Said Michael Ealy. UK Michael Ealy edition.
That is nigga wish. Michael
Ealy UK edition.
Michael Ealy wishes that he had all that, like what's the name did, yeah. Oh man. Speaking of which, I like that Chris and him are the same height. Anyway. Who knew funny-eyed Malcolm X was actually a really great actor. I'm glad we talked to that man. Anyway.
Great guy. I like how everybody was like, oh man, he couldn't kill cops. I'm like, have y'all not watched First Blood? Rambo didn't kill nobody in that movie.
He didn't kill nobody. Brian Denny, he should have got it. Brian Denny, he by all rights. The second Rambo ran out of that police station, should have got the snap, but he didn't. He didn't.
Let's keep it real. Had they followed the book, you would have a completely different tune. Yeah, you would have had a completely different tune.
Well, let's be real. That was a different time to see nobody kill a guy. It's like, wow, guy did not kill any police. Crazy.
And also remember, Stallone was like, he's only Bronson. I want to be that too.
Actually, no, he wasn't.
Yeah, he didn't get Bronson until he got the Golden Globe, sir.
No, he wasn't trying to make. He really wasn't trying to make sequels. He wasn't trying to turn First Blood into a series of movies.
Yeah,
go back and watch that deleted scene.
Oh yeah, he blew his brains out. Like,
no, Troutman shot him.
I thought he blew his brains out.
No, Troutman shot him.
Questionable. Not what you saying. What Tevin said. Questionable, Tevin. Because
Tim Allen has been doing some questionable stuff. Clint Eastwood, I can say he can at least shut the fuck up.
Shuts up.
Tim Allen once Tim Allen started joining in on the whole talking about cancel culture, I was like, Tim, shut the fuck up.
They got blue hair now.
Nigga, you fucking snitched on a fucking coke charge. Don't talk to me.
Oh, you snitched on your plug, nigga. I don't want to hear nothing about that.
Hey man, it was either him. It was either him or me.
Hey, he went to jail. It'd be
That's
no home
exactly what it
improvement.
is.
So there you go.
Hey, he wants to serve the Coke. I was Santa Claus. Ah.
Time for me to get my stand-up going in New York.
Tim Allen is the pure example of why I call white people you can just do whatever little harmful shit and just walk it off like you never did it at all. And I'm not looking because, but this is the reason why I say that is because an athlete a black athlete will get in trouble when he's 10 years old because he was in the same car with his badass cousin who stole the car. Mm-hmm. And this nigga is sitting at his second Super Bowl. What happened when you stole that car? Nigga, you let it go. Y'all do it for Tim Allen, and he had bricks on him.
Thank you. Whole bricks. Not quarter brick, not a half brick, whole brick.
Hey. You set me up. You set me up for that shit.
I was gonna do it, but that was too easy.
But hey, Aris, though, did you love how Marty, when in doubt, used MJ to get out of trouble, and he moonwalked himself into,
I've seen that clip on.
I have two questions about that scene.
So hang on, I've seen that clip on YouTube, and somebody really had nerve to think that somebody actually called Michael Jackson to show up on set and do that quick moonwalk, because they said, if you actually watch that shot where the camera's on his feet, Marty hit that moonwalk and spin way too clean.
Hey, I gotta be honest with you. That tobacco spitting thing was too convenient to be there with the loose board.
Spittoon, sir.
Spittoon.
Yeah, the spittoon. That's spittoon.
Under a loose board.
Yeah, sitting on the loose side of a board while Marty hits the freaking toast.
Gotta be honest with you,
that's the thing that get me. How did you know that was going to break Marty?
He didn't know.
Gotta be honest with you.
That makes, and that, by the way,
I'm gonna catch it.
By the way, that makes 2 Michael Jackson references and 2 Back to the Future movies.
Yeah, the Max Headroom. Max Headroom, that shit, which, technology. It's very, very weird. Back
2015 technology, pretty much emulating how gaming is today.
I don't think we talked about that on
that shit didn't have a day one patch yet.
Max Headroom had a show. Max Headroom had a show.
We did talk about Max Headroom having a show.
We threw money at dumb ideas way more in the 80s than now. We just said, give that guy a show.
Oh no, but it can't. But hold on, but that type of shit carried over for the black community in the late 90s, early 2000s with Mesita's ghetto ass.
Well, hey, black folks, we had California raisins, so we were winning.
No, we did.
I'm sorry, what?
No, California raisins in the 80s. That was stop motion, sir.
Hey, that was stop motion, black.
Yeah,
I heard it through the great.
That was some soul coming out them raisins.
It
all
was
right?
soul coming.
It sold me on buying fucking raisins, sir. I ate raisins because of California raisins.
Nah, I didn't either.
Too, and I realized that I
refused. I refused. I saw the.
You can't sell raisins to no kids now. They're like, what the fuck is raisins?
I refuse because I said, sir, you're not gonna give me Michael Raisin, Jackson Raisin. You're not gonna try to sell that to me and make me eat raisins.
They sold the fucking McDonald's. They sold the McDonald's Moon Man on Happy Meals. All right, you can sell me a Michael Jackson raisin. All right, that's all I'm saying. You can sell that shit.
I enjoyed it. I love the commercial.
Hey, you remember
I love the commercial.
Remember when Tang was still out when it was just the big ass giant lips?
Oh, wasn't the whole thing with didn't they also try to repackage Tang with the monkeys and shit?
Yeah.
Yep, that was during the 90s. I remember that because nobody
Tang just lost. I think here's the thing. I think once Kool-Aid Man came onto the scene, Tang was fucking done.
Dude,
much like Sunny D,
Kool-Aid was already running in the 80s, so
it just felt like once we had the jar and but it was done. It was done.
No, it wasn't finished until Kool-Aid burst.
I refuse to believe that. Too late.
Tang
Tang is still around. I refuse. refuse to believe.
I gotta be honest with you.
They're probably only selling it in South Asian countries. Okay,
No.
like
Let's
it's only
be
in the
real here.
region in the world.
I don't want to be classist about it, but that seems very poverty.
I don't think it is. Like, here's the funny thing. I always felt that Kool-Aid was poverty, and white people got tamed.
No,
for real. The reason why I say that
Kool-Aid wasn't poverty. Kool-Aid wasn't poverty. Them
Flavor Aid.
Flavor Aid, yes.
Flavor Aid. No,
Flavor Aid is poverty.
Flavor Aid. Hold on. Flavor Aid and Hugs. Them shits was poverty.
Not disrespect the black community cookout drink.
Universal.
All right, the official drink of black cookouts, Hugs. You would not.
I'm disrespecting it. I'm disrespecting it because imagine drinking Kool-Aid with no sugar in it.
I will bring some Hugs to a cookout, even in the year of our Lord.
That is
2024.
Nigga. If you ever do that shit, you better
I will bring it to BlurCon. Fuck it, BlurCon next year. I will bring some Hugs. All right,
we'll bring a big old bucket of Hugs, and everybody just dunking their hand in it. They nasty hands. The water get all murky when it gets down to the last 6 Hugs, and that's what you trying to talk about.
I will bring. I will have a cooler with some Hugs. It'd be like 3BG giving you Hugs, literally
giving out Hugs. That's right.
Nah, you gotta do no. You gotta do that shit the right way. We gotta treat that shit like a bar. We handing out Hugs.
Gotta ask you guys though, since I'm bringing it up. So
that takes more money here.
I don't care.
Which flavor Hugs would you guys go? Which flavor Hugs? Orange, red, blue, or grape?
All of them. Chris, as a father.
We are going straight purple. I am
sick of allegations on that woman.
I am sick of.
Look, I can finally say this to you. What ghetto buddy bullshit are you on? That is the
purple. That's the only answer. I'm like, God damn.
Chris, imagine everybody come over that escalator. Oh, Hugs. Oh, snap Hugs. And they just see purple. That's all.
Y'all got no red ones? Y'all got no orange? No blue?
I got no green?
Because I'm going to keep it real. No,
I keep it. That's the apple or the fruit punch. I forget what they call that one.
No, I'll keep it real with you. When it comes to Hugs, as disgusting as all of them are, the purple one was like the most tolerable.
That shit was
basically. What was the most tolerable?
The purple one.
Oh, wait. You know what? Now, quick story. My mom will see me grab a purple one, won't say nothing. She see me grab a blue one, won't say nothing. I grab that red. All right. Ain't gonna be drinking up all that sugar.
Get some water in your system.
I ain't gonna be drinking too much.
Let me tell you something. As kids, we did not know we knew nothing of dehydration. You drink some water when you run around. Nah, give us some Hugs. Hugs was all water. Just drink Hugs. That's it.
Boy, everybody had that one cousin, and you said like 6 of them motherfuckers. He just like
fucking dome pounding them shits.
Just never
stone cold. Like
it just never made sense. Just like drinking Hugs. Because to me, I always felt like Hugs was Kool-Aid with Kool-Aid mixed with expired Kool-Aid. No,
okay, I got a question.
It's not just lesser Kool-Aid. It's like imagine making Kool-Aid with expired sugar.
Shut up, Harris. Shut up. Expired.
It's like putting Kool-Aid.
Okay, I got a good question, y'all.
You do just this with the sugar instead.
Okay, I got a good question. So
you can't even salt weigh it.
Which Hug kid were you?
1 gram.
Which Hug kid were you? Were you the one that opened up with their teeth? Were you the one that peeled it back like a nerd? Or did you just get the random thing? Peek. Did that?
I was a mix of B and C.
I was the teeth kid. Yeah, that was me. That's my teeth are jacked now.
See, I'm about to say I could never do that. I could never do.
I did. See,
I could never do the teeth thing because that plastic that you're biting into, not the wrapper, but I'm talking about the Hug itself, like the rim. Because like the Hug itself, you try to bite into that shit, then you end up cutting your damn gums and shit.
Well, you aren't biting into that much. That's
first off, sir.
It is.
First off,
it is.
First off, flat. Second of all, it's very disrespectful to Hugs.
Hey, I will say this though.
Hugs is attempting to make Kool-Aid with expired sugar. That's what it is.
That's what
nowadays.
I felt that way about Hawaiian Punch. I felt Hawaiian Punch was the one to use expired sugar.
Ironic though, the only place that you can get Hugs now is literally Five Below and Dollar Tree. That's it. You ain't going to fucking
no. Five Below. Hold on. No. Five Below.
They ain't selling that shit.
Wait. Five Below. Yeah. Five Below, Dollar Tree, and military commissaries.
Dog, Shoppers got
Shoppers, yeah. Safeway ain't having that shit.
I'm gonna say go to any military base. They still got Hugs.
That's because military bases is like
Hugs are still inexpensive as all hell.
It's called when the apocalypse
still walking around with diabetes.
Well, when the apocalypse hit, you need something to drink. You got some Hugs right there. It lasts.
Chris, no, you can't do that. That's what we got the Tang for. That's what we got the nasty ass Tang and Ovaltine for, just in case the nuclear fallout hits the earth. So,
I mean, look. But anyways, but nah.
I love that right there. We sat and had a discussion about our childhood drink.
Now, here's my thing.
But look, Chris, that being said, I have to invoke a joke from Robot Chicken to describe this. All right, Sunny D. Oh, God. It's like somebody poured a bunch of perfume into orange juice.
I would never understand the craze of Sunny D. For a hot second as a kid, I wanted Sunny D, and then I didn't want Sunny D.
Miss Marianne Shaw.
I actually enjoyed it.
Hold on. Miss Marianne Shaw. This is your son. This is your baby boy talking. The hell was your problem, mama? That was 2 years of Sunny D. I know I drunk all up because it dehydrated me. That's why.
Me as a kid, my mom did not know about Sunny D. My mom was all about you're drinking this Tropicana.
When my mom found
Tropicana orange juice, that's what you're drinking.
Chris, when my
it's
mom
fine.
I was fine with Sunny D.
Everything.
No, I was fine with Sunny D, original Sunny D. I should say it was before they decided to rebrand it and then come out with like 6 different flavors and shit.
The grape one? Y'all remember the grape Sunny D?
I do remember.
White people really did try to.
The fact that it finally went full circle with that damn commercial because we got purple stuff, OJ, like sodas. Ooh, Sunny D, all right. Somebody actually paid attention and said, let's do a purple stuff Sunny D edition.
But here's my thing.
Nah, I'm with Dave Chappelle. I want the purple stuff.
White people,
a jug of purple water, purple sugar.
It's like white people decided, all right, orange juice, fuck that shit. We're gonna give you orange something, Tang or Sunny D. And they try, and I remember they pushed
like
Tang,
tangerine juice,
and I remember juice. And it was really boomer white folks, and it was really boomer white folks that pushed it on Tang. Like, hey, the astronauts drank Tang in space. You got to drink Tang.
Tang and Ovaltine got that.
I'm not on the moon. Why should I drink this?
Thank you. Ovaltine is overrated. I'd rather have Nesquik.
I'd rather have
Ovaltine is uppity Nesquik.
Yeah, it's uppity Nesquik.
To be honest with you, I'd rather have a bunch of Kit Kats melt inside of a cup, and I pour milk in it. I'd rather drink that than Ovaltine or anything else, man.
I would like to imagine that there's somebody. I would like to imagine that somebody struggling has done that. They went out and got. I
heard it's bomb though when you do it yourself though. Or if you get them big ass pieces of Hershey's and break them up.
That's what I'm saying. You get them, crumble them, and then just like drop them in a cup. Get you some hot milk and pour it over, and just let it liquefy everything.
How about I just go to the store and just get the fucking syrup instead of doing all this shit, hot milk and all this nonsense? Like, how about I just do that?
But what if you can't afford? What if you can't? That's why I said somebody on the struggle, Chris.
Rip that nigga's card up right now.
Hey, look, no. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. There are certain things like I'm not going to begrudge us as kids that we like. It's like now
he's done it. He's actually done it.
Yeah. That's too much work. Just give me the goddamn syrup.
I like how Chris is like, look.
You can't just demand somebody give you the damn syrup. I said it's when you are in the struggle, sir.
If you're in struggle, you ain't affording fucking chocolate bricks.
But what if you happen to have some left over from Halloween or something, bruh?
I'm gonna be real with both of y'all. Fuck all of that. Y'all both need to be drinking water.
Thank you. I don't get what is it about us and kids where we avoided water, and then it's like so as soon as we started doing sports, now all of a sudden we're like firm believers in drinking water. That's wild.
Because I didn't drink water until about age 14. And I remember my coach was telling all of us, I don't want y'all only drinking Gatorade and water from here on out. When we play,
I drink water from the hose outside.
Gatorade and water. And I'd rather y'all drink the water and then the Gatorade. And that's how I was. And so when I have to fall back and I have no soda in the house, I'm fine. I got water, nigga. I'm fine. As long as my water's cool, I'm cool. I'm all right. I ain't got problem.
Water out. I drink water out the hose playing outside and stuff. So I did drink a lot of water.
Like that. Chris,
first,
water like that no more.
Hey, look, again, this is the side eye my girl gives me. I'm like, yeah, I drink water out the hose. And she look at me like, really? I'm like, did you play outside? Am I the only one between us that played outside?
I'm sorry. Tell your girl, kick her out the house. What type of black childhood you had? Get up out of here.
I'm not saying kids now should be drinking out the hose, but still.
Chris out here marrying somebody from Baldwin Hills. Tell that nigga to get.
Yeah, but it's just I just find it funny. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, Mad Dog hangs Marty. That's real. Michael J. Fox actually passed out. He actually really got hung when they filmed it, and he passed out.
Yeah, that was.
That's fucked up, man. Y'all know that man has Parkinson's. I mean, y'all didn't know at that time.
You haven't at that time.
That man has Parkinson's. Y'all shouldn't know.
He went and did it, passed out, but
Chris, I saw that. Chris, that is so disrespectful.
Shout outs to
I'm glad this is the last Michael. No, it's not the last Michael J. Fox.
Listen, shout outs to Aim of Hawkeye, Doc Brown showing up.
Had the 1885 gun with a fucking scope, big ass scope.
Bruh, look at this. I mean, it shows up with
the Red Dead Redemption. Doc
Brown. That is what happens.
I need you guys to understand that this is Ocelot's great grandpappy right here.
No, but here's the thing. What I love about Doc Brown, somebody from the future being the past, is that it's like, of course, somebody like that has knowledge of guns and everything would do something like that because he'd be the only one that would have a gun like this.
I love it because I mean that thing.
Hold on. The scope and this highly sophisticated ass looking rifle that he's put together. The ripple effect of the future right now.
He's the only one that has it, so he didn't really sell it. He didn't sell it, so he's fine.
Even if he is, it's the fact that he has it. Somebody could have easily looked into this shit, tried to study it, reverse engineer it over time.
Sue. People are lazy back then. They're not doing all that. Here's what they would do. They would shoot Doc Brown and take it for themselves. They're not fucking going through the notions of like, let me look at it. No, they would shoot Doc Brown in the head and take it.
I agree with you, Chris, but I disagree only on one.
I disagree 100% on that.
I disagree on one aspect, and the only place I disagree is this: never underestimate United States of America when it comes to us guns.
I'm just saying that time period. I don't foresee anybody like seeing it and trying to mimic it at
I didn't say anybody at that exact moment, Chris. I'm talking about as time passes. Let's say Doc actually did get his wish. Remember, nigga died next Monday.
Yeah. Now here's my thing though. My thing is too. I don't know if the ripple effect would be
framed it, but Eris is right.
I don't feel the ripple effect would be as great. I would think at most I think that particular gun would have just got invented a lot earlier than normal, but I don't think it would have been a huge ripple effect.
Chris, put it this way: World War I would have got wrapped up quicker.
I mean,
look, the way I see it is this: it's like, look, it would have got wrapped up quicker, but like I said, as long as the hits still kept going, as long as we still got the Nazis and all that shit happening and they get killed, that's all that matters to me.
I don't know, Chris. We've seen stuff like that, like it's just a scope, and it's not like we're going to get back to our present time. It's like, oh my God, where are all these towers coming from?
It ain't like it's Vandal Savage icing fucking Hitler and fucking making super tanks and shit. Then I would feel you on that.
By the way, I never understand how Vandal Savage always, for some reason, in every timeline that he's in, He's beside the most evil person that he could be beside. Where is he now? Guaranteed. If we want to look for Vandal Savage, he is right beside Vladimir Putin. I guarantee it. Yeah.
Sir, Vandal Savage.
He's somewhere close to Putin.
Vandal Savage from about 10 years was sitting next to Dick Cheney. All right, come on.
Oh, yes, he was. Oh, yes, he was. I think he was a part of the Nixon, Reagan, all the conservative moves.
He got Reaganomics. Fuck, he got the ball rolling on Reaganomics, dog. Come on now.
Look. Vandal Savage. We saw Barack Obama. I think I know when history's changing. I'm out of here. I'll see y'all guys later.
Come on now.
I've been for this before. When the black guys start showing up and taking over, that means shit's changing. Okay.
He purposely made.
I'm not saying it like this. No. America's still going to be here. I'm just saying they clean shit up. So I gotta go.
He purposely made 9/11 happen. He's like, I could stop this, but nah.
That's fucked up. Because Vandal started the plans for 9/11 back in 1974.
I got a question for you, gentlemen. Have you ever seen anything as involved as the DeLorean, the time traveling DeLorean? I'm talking about in terms of what makes this damn thing tick. Even with Mr. Fusion being added, Marty really assumed that Mr. Fusion just drew energy from any object that's just placed inside of it to power the time machine itself, right?
Makes sense.
But 1955, Doc had to tell him, no, that's only for powering the time circuits in the flux capacitor. The car itself still runs on unleaded gasoline.
Which, I mean, I can understand that mistake because if you think about it, when Doc rolled through at the end of the first one, going into the second one that was flying,
and he's talking about likely roads and all
the likely assumption, especially when he threw the trash inside the fusion thing, and even I assumed it until, like you said, you just mentioned that. I just assumed, it just runs off trash, and all right, cool, that makes sense, and then that was it, right?
Which I want to believe that was no. He did say, I need fuel both times.
Yeah, and that's why
at the end of one and at the beginning of two, he was like, I need fuel. And I'm thinking maybe he just needs to he needs fuel, so he's got to stop at a gas station. He's probably gonna stop at a gas station in the future since that's where they were going.
I think maybe what it was is for it to fly, it needed that trash as fuel to fly. But since that shit got fried and everything, it falls back on the gas needing to run the car to move, basically.
But see,
I feel like it moves like a hybrid. It's like a hybrid. Yeah, it's two components working at the same time.
It's definitely a hybrid because, like I said, Mr. Fusion only powers the time circuits in the flux capacitor. Doesn't make it fly. Doesn't make it do else.
That's my thing, though. It's just
only
weird.
Powers two things on that.
But it's just weird that the movie made you assume that. It made you assume that and stuff. So it's like, all right, cool. But like their grandmaster plan, because there's two things that happen. Because again, that's what makes this movie simple. The grandmaster plan is when they initially tried to use horses, they couldn't get enough speed for it. They had 10 horses, 10, 12 horses.
It was a whole team of horses that they tried to
They can only get up to what? 40?
They only got up to 20 miles per hour.
25 miles an hour, which isn't enough.
Not even 25. It barely broke 20.
Which, I mean, yeah, because even a horse by itself, 25 is still quick. But
a horse, like the max that I'm gonna say a max. I know the max is about 50 miles per hour a horse can do, but that's like the super horses, like in the Middle East and stuff like that. Al-Hatekes and stuff like that. The real powerful horses can.
Yeah.
In America,
the horses of the Rubal Holly.
Thank you, Chris.
Look. We saw my man Drake get on a horse and outrun a fucking bunch of military armadas in a fucking horse and shit. So they definitly are built different.
They are built different. But that being said,
hey, we saw John Wick kill the San Diego on a fucking horse.
But that being said, though, Chris, think about it. Much like human beings,
I'm gonna let that pass.
Technology for horses got better too. Meaning that they're more healthier, they're more stronger than they've ever been. So back then, I think a regular horse just by yourself can get you up to about 30 miles per hour, probably.
Now, here's the thing: when they're doing
to do 20, that's as fast as they were probably going to get.
Now, when they're doing this, Clark Hayton is on a horse and it's about to run amok, and then they end up finding out she was supposed to fucking fall off that cliff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why the canyon, I think, was it the canyon is named after her because she felt.
It's called Clayton
the ridge or something like that.
Clayton Ravine.
Yeah, Clayton Ravine. It was named after her because she fell into the ravine. And Mary Steenburgen is playing Clara, and she gets saved. And that's, I think, Marty is the one that points out, hold on, Clayton Ravine.
Oh
shit.
Because he did.
I think you just saved the woman that was supposed to die.
It's like,
well, no. He was like, this ain't coincidence that she just happened to be named after the place. He's like, that ravine. He's like, yeah, a bunch of us kids. We always used to make fun of. Our teachers, hoping that they would fall off a Clayton Ravine because it was a story that a school teacher fell into that ravine.
Close up on Doc's face is peak light.
Do you know what I did? Yeah, nigga, you fucked up the timeline. Talking about me, you did it.
And what he said, he said, yeah, they, and of course, when that teacher died, they named it after her, like Clayton Ravine. Wait, that was her? Yeah. But hey, Doc, come on, what? They're just not so what? So what? They're not gonna name it so they're not gonna name it after her. Like, what's the harm in that? Oh God, I have really altered time. Doc, come on, it's not that bad. Doc has been regretting. He has been regretting inventing that time machine since part 2.
And to keep it real, I feel like Doc already fucked up the time machine, but what's messed up the timeline by going back anyway. But I really feel like he messed it up. Remember that day he was out? He was like, "Oh, nothing. It looks nice outside. Yes, I'm trying to make an apparatus. It'd be better if you just do that over there." Like you fucked up the timeline already by interacting with
by having a conversation with himself.
You already messed up the timeline. You did that. I think God was like, "Yep, I'm striking them with lightning."
Wait, everybody did because Marty literally ran into himself and
he got knocked out when
they got knocked out when the door hit him. What's her face? God, wasn't his girlfriend literally ran into her future self.
Elizabeth Shue at age 24 ran into Elizabeth Shue at age. I gotta say, Elizabeth looks good for her age. Anyway,
no, she runs into current day Elizabeth.
No, she doesn't. That version of Elizabeth Shue is what happened. Elizabeth Shue never got called back for any other role ever.
So Doc figures out, with the train system being there, because again, this is during the early days of the train system being implemented inside the United States and such.
Back when had something to America.
Matter of fact, the train system in at that time in Hill Valley had like a direct connection to San Francisco.
Yeah. So Doc figures.
I was gonna mention something real quick. Remember, they went through 2 ideas. The trial and error of trying to power up this damn DeLorean is pretty funny. The second idea was they took the now fully repaired gas tank and they filled it with the strongest whiskey from their saloon.
Yeah.
Doc empties the entire bottle, like the whole bottle into the tank. Marty tries to start it. The car actually does turn over. God. Then an explosion out the back of the car. That whiskey was way too volatile.
I mean, because it's not actual gas.
And you blew
it would do that. It would do that.
And you blow the freaking fuel injection manifold.
I mean, think about it like this. It's like if you got 100 proof alcohol, that's not going to really work as actual gasoline.
And then Doc's like,
it's on the same level of when I get people ask me, "Can I put water inside my antifreeze?" Okay, listen to me. No. If you are super dead broke and you're about to change that thing and you have no more anything, but you about to change the radiator, then you put water in it because this is going to expand and expand and eventually it's going to bust because you keep on putting water in there instead of cooling it down like it should. The pressure just builds up and pops it off.
So let
It's
me
gonna
ask.
happen.
So let me ask this question: if whiskey did all that, imagine what a bottle of Hennessy would have done.
Nah, I mean, that's lesser than whiskey, though.
Actually, Hennessy is less than whiskey.
Yeah, it's less.
It's less than.
But
have,
hold on, but this was just the strongest whiskey that they used.
yeah, but like I said, but that's the
Okay.
thing.
Think about it. All right, Chris. All right,
We're talking straight.
I know where Harris is going with this. This
Yeah,
is
but
different. Well, straight Henny ain't as strong.
still
as
weak.
grain
It's still
alcohol,
weaker.
Grain alcohol
Okay.
back
Yeah.
then, though. Right?
Yeah. Grain alcohol was like still is the strongest. That's why they took the fucking Bacardi 151 off the market and shit, because it's like, yeah, that shit's too goddamn strong. 151 will probably be Bacardi 151 is probably equivalent to the strongest whiskey.
No,
or balance that shit out.
I know you're gonna say put Everclear in that.
No, I was gonna say balance that shit out with some Crown Royal.
It's still weak.
What is with you with the cognac, you nigger?
You get the weakest fucking cognac, the weakest. You're not even getting the strong stuff. Like if you said
balance it.
You were in fucking Japan. If you said Yamazaki, I believe you. Like, oh shit, yeah, Yamazaki will probably be stronger.
I said balance it. You take some of the strong, take some of the weak.
It still cuts it. It cuts it.
I feel
bad.
Shut up, Chris.
I know this fucking alcoholic here.
Hey, alcoholic. I'm just saying you're cutting it.
So hold on, Harris. We don't talk shit when it comes to you in the land of Nihon. This one below us know his alcohol, so we can't. So let's just be real.
I don't question that.
Yeah, like
I mean, look,
on, this man worked at the DMV equivalent of a bodega, my nigga.
I wish. Nah, but
there's more people jerking off in the back than usual.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
I think if you put regular, no, for real. I think if you put whiskey would probably be the strongest thing, especially back then. I think that'd be the only thing you could put back there. It's got a high.
Yeah, but it's too freaking volatile. That's what I'm saying. As volatile as it is, that's why I said balance it.
Yeah, but I think even if you balance it, I don't know if it would have got the kick to kick the car over the way that strongest whiskey did, though. To be honest,
that's true. That is true.
Crown Royal, that's more of a boomer. Crown Royal,
no. Crown Royal is more Gen X to me.
Gen X, yeah,
that's totally Gen X.
I mean, boomers like Crown.
Do you want to know?
No. Hang on. Boomers got the Gen X to be collecting them damn bags and using them for shit. I used to put coins in mine, man.
That's fair. But I'm
sorry, Chris. I was just gonna say. Now think about this: with the freaking fuel, with that manifold completely destroyed, that car's not going anywhere now.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like
it's not going anywhere.
Which you would have thought. Again, I'm not like Doc being as smart. I presume Doc was going to formulate his own gasoline instead of just using the strongest alcohol. That's why I thought
that's kind of hard to do.
That would be hard to do, bro. This is 1885.
I know, but I'm saying the way he had his science set up and stuff, I thought he was going to formulate something close to it.
No, he didn't even.
Between all three of us, would kerosene work?
Maybe.
I don't think it would. I think kerosene is too volatile.
It's like putting diesel in your car. It'll work, but why?
It will fuck it up though.
Yeah, it'll fuck it up.
The fuel, the whole manifold got busted. So there's no way in the world you're gonna do it anyway.
But I find it crazy though. Like once
it's
that
happens,
I feel like one of us need a cigarette in our mouth, going, "What you need to do."
I think
I got cutting.
It takes a whole month to repair that. By the way,
now here's the thing.
Don't feel bad, Devin. I was the one that said it.
Doc gets the great idea, like
old niggas.
What if we use
Negroes?
What if we use the train? Because the train can actually get us to that speed, which means that they obviously they have to formulate fuel that could boost the train to go faster than just using, wood and doing that. So they had to formulate a sort of like catalyst that they could throw inside there while the train is going to boost up the car to different speeds, basically, kind of like in different stages, essentially.
What made all that funny before they thought of the idea of using the train, a steam train, by the way, before they thought of using the steam train to do it, I remember Doc thought, why don't we wait till winter? Yeah. We could put the DeLorean on some ice skates, some industrial size ice skates, and we push it.
Where? Down a hill?
Get to 80 miles per hour.
You're not.
a car, even on ice down the hill, 30 at best.
Well, you know what? Even
So-
down a hill, you can get it up to 50.
That ain't enough.
That's
But
not
here's
enough.
the
It
thing,
has
you
to
wanna
be.
get it up the hill.
You had to get it to the top of the freaking range of that speedo.
Mm-hmm. I mean, think about it. Like burying the lead here, when they're on the train tracks and it's running on a track that's unfinished, they had to hit that fucking 88 miles an hour before it hits the end of the tracks and stuff. And that's which I want to be real. Infrastructure building in certain areas of this country is wild, especially some of the bridges that's like over ravines. And I'm like, I need to know how in the fuck did they build this shit? This
Them big
fucking
ones,
them big
huge
ones. Thank you. I'm like, bro, what is the stages to build that?
And I feel
And,
like the ones
like,
in
that's
Asia, I feel like the
crazy.
ones like China, the ones you see like in over in China, in like in Laos and all the rest of them big old. I have
Like
no
what's
idea.
so you're wondering like what
to do so.
wooden struts, sir.
I mean,
Wooden
And it's
struts.
and wood too.
yeah.
Just wooden struts.
I mean,
Just
it's
to balance everything so they can put the tracks on.
but that's what I'm saying. Somebody had to die accidentally falling off that
Oh,
shit.
a few people died.
Oh yeah, people definitely died.
I look at them old. Remember I think back to like all the old, they show all them old 1940s, 50s, and people walking along the skyscrapers and shit. I'm like, you lost your fucking mind. How much they paid you back then for that?
Also
Then we have like
think about how
lazy
long it took them. Think about how long it took them to make freaking Mount Rushmore. You know how many sticks of dynamite had to be used?
Yeah, no, it's a little too big.
How many people actually died in the making of Mount Rushmore?
And how many Native Americans they had to kill off that land to make Mount Rushmore? Come on, man. Blood everywhere.
or just hit them with the switcheroo, like we're gonna give you a plot of land, for a ham sandwich and a yo-yo or something.
Then they pulled the Arnold from Commando. Remember when I told you I'd give you land? I lied.
Right.
Whoa. Did you just kill that slave? Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Little white women. Did you just kill that slave? Yes, I did.
Oh joy.
The sound.
I'll take two.
No thud or nothing hitting. It was just them falling.
That is a ravine drop right there. Just
were treated in America. Yes. No.
I mean, it's like at the end of was it that movie with
nothing.
Movie with Kurt Russell was a breakdown where him and the other dude was fighting on that bridge and he falls down into the ravine and you just see him like this.
No, you see, hold up. You see him like that. You see him
He's still alive because he's twitching. I'm like, you're a paraplegic, I guess. Maybe.
No, Chris. You see him pose like that, right? But because of the movie soundtrack, you just hear that horn.
Oh no, that's what happened at the end. Like the dude's wife, Kurt Russell's wife in that movie, when she sees him twitch, she just lets loose on the truck that was hanging off, and the truck just hits him. It's actually it's a dope ass movie, by the way. But nah, so they're using the train. Doc realizes, hey, I gotta break it off with this woman because I can't take her to the future with me.
I mean, they had a sweet time. They danced with each other.
ZZ Top.
ZZ Top was there.
They take a picture in front of the Hill Valley clock before it got built. That just
Chris. Thank you for the two. ZZ Top were there.
Let's also not forget that.
I'm sorry, Eric. Before the movie started, it says also featuring ZZ Top, and I was like, ZZ Top's in this movie. And then the second I saw the little guitar spin, I'm like, oh.
Because Meckus loves ZZ Top.
I've seen this movie for about 30-something years. This is the first time I realized that was ZZ Top.
You didn't just fucking notice them big ass fucking beards.
I be honest with you, I did.
That is the staple of ZZ Top, that long ass beard.
Me and Eris was talking about this this morning. I used to thought that they were the guys that made the song "Bad to the Bone."
I thought so too. I ain't gonna lie. I thought they did too. I ain't gonna lie. I did too.
Why do we think that? What do we
associate that? Because white.
Y'all are terrible.
That's terrible, Chris. There had to be a reason. Did they play Bad to the Bone in the background with one of them in it? I don't know. Whatever.
Look, if white people can do that to us, all black people look like, I can do it to white people too. It's all relative.
MC Hammer. Got a hand over Ice Cube. I'm with MC Hammer right now.
George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Wow.
First of all, Bad to the Bone actually had to adapt the hook and part of lyrics from Muddy Waters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Blues rock.
And that was George Thorogood and the Destroyers that made that song.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you see that and you're like, all right, cool. Gotcha. That's why I'm saying all that music just kind of felt like they all blended together, and it's like that wasn't ZZ Top.
Huh. The greatest thing about it is that when I think back to Bad to the Bone, I'm like, oh yeah, that song is drenched in Negro.
Bad to the Bone.
You borrowing lyrics as well from Muddy Waters.
I'll be honest with you.
That's the hardest part, though. The hardest part. Bad. That's the hard part right there.
It's a corny ass fucking song.
What is?
Bad to the Bone. It's a corny ass fucking song.
It's corny. It is corny.
That's black people got corny songs. White people got some corny.
What's that? I was agreeing. That was Eris. That's not me. I was agreeing.
I'm sorry, Eris. That's your theme song. My bad.
It's not my theme song.
My bad.
It is not my theme song. Son.
Imagine, Eris. Hey, look,
it's not my theme song. I just like the song. I respect.
That's cool.
That's cool. It's cool. We friends.
I blame movies for doing that. Like he's badass, dude. I'm like, all right, man.
Hey, look. First time I heard it was in Terminator. Okay, fine.
That's cool. It works for Terminator.
It's just And I was telling this to Eris. The first time I really heard it was in actually no, that's what
you said. Was it Prom Child?
Yeah, Problem Child was probably the first movie I heard that in. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, 3 Black Geeks will never do Problem Child. We'll never do him.
Not even just 1 and 2 together.
Never. Huh?
Not even 1 and 2 together.
No.
Hey Chris, you can 1 and 2 these together because I'm not doing that movie. You're not going to have me sit up there talking about how John Ritter is the most gutless father in the world. I'm not doing
first
that.
Off, John Ritter is a honorary Black All-Star, right?
Yes, he is. I don't know
as black people, we all cried when he died. Like that shocked the shit out of me. It's like black people fucking John Ritter. Like, damn.
Hey, I feel like we say that like all black millennials, like we love John Ritter. Anybody older than this? Why you like this white man?
Like, well, if you think about it, in the 80s, he was living the Red Pill's wet dream of Three's Company.
You know what's crazy about Three's Company? You know what's crazy about Three's Company? There was that thing of
it wasn't that funny.
No. It's the thing of there was always thing of his character, was he gay or not? Because he's with 2 hot women. And shit. And it's like,
but remember they had to do that because what's the name was going to kick him out if he knew that. If they were supposed to be all single. He didn't want no thruples going on around here.
Yeah, so but I need John Ritter. At least John Ritter to me.
Don Knotts was more gay than what he thought John Ritter was to me.
Look, John Ritter to me was wholesome. He was wholesome. You never heard anything terrible about him. Everybody always said very nice things about him. Like, and that's the God honest truth. This ain't jokes or anything. These are like legit. Like when he died, there were people that was like, "Yo, John was like dope as hell, great actor, nice guy, and everything and stuff." And it was
much
just
on the level of Phil Hartman. There were a lot of people when he passed, and everybody's hurt when somebody passed, but you saw a lot of people who were truly hurt.
Oh yeah.
That when John Ritter passed, Phil Hartman, and I feel like somebody when Bray Wyatt, when he passed away, there were people who were truly like heartbroken when that person died. So yeah, same thing with John Ritter. People were in shambles. Like that was his last movie, Bad Santa.
Nah, that and what was it? 8 was the 10 things I hate about my daughter or whatever. He did that.
Yeah,
that show.
Rules for My Daughter.
Rules for My Daughter and stuff.
I remember watching a lot. I don't remember much.
Consistent. It was consistent. It was consistent. It was consistent for ABC. Like, oh, we actually got some ratings off this. All right, cool. We'll keep you around.
Hey, gentlemen, we get to see more of Marty being a crack shot from
Yeah,
Wild Gunman.
Yeah, he did the. Oh, Clint Eastwood over here.
I like how he did it. He like, can I do it the way I want to? Ping, 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 ping. I'm like, yo, go ahead. And I will give them the corny joke. We learn how to do that. 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you have that one.
Because they don't know what 7-Eleven
is.
They
just 7-Eleven is, man.
That's like 310 to Yuma to them. So
But think about it. He says that 7-Eleven, future generations. When 7-Eleven gets created, we have to put a video game called Wild Gunman inside of a 7-Eleven.
7-Elevens were like the gotchas of our time, where you didn't know what arcade you're going to have in a 7-Eleven. You might get the you might arcade machine.
What cabinet?
What cabinet did you get? Are you going to get the 4-in-1 SNK machine? Are you going to get Super Turbo? Are you going to get regular Street Fighter 2? Are you going to get?
History, it was Double Dragon.
Double Dragon, yep.
Double Dragon and Double Dragon. I ain't never seen another.
Unless you
only saw Double Dragon and Pac-Man. I ain't never seen no other
unless
inside of
unless you was like a real child of the 80s. You went to that one 7-Eleven that happened to have the Nintendo Play Choice 10.
Okay.
Ooh. Eris over here was raised around the crackers. It's like
nigga, I was overseas.
Being around.
We didn't have that a lot around. We didn't have a lot of them around here in America at that time, man. You kind of had to they were like I hate to say it, they were around the white people more than us, man.
Being around the DC area and my family being spread out around PG, Montgomery to a degree, I had been around the 7-Elevens. The further up north you went, the better cabinets you saw. Because I could tell you this much: there was a 7-Eleven in Greenbelt that I went in that had the 4-in-1 SNK machine, dead ass.
Yeah, the multi-cab.
Yeah,
the the SNK MVS joint.
Like I felt Montgomery County had like some dope cabinets in their 7-Elevens than PG did. Like PG, it's like, are we gonna get Street Fighter 2? Yeah, but you don't get Super Turbo. Sorry,
I didn't see a Street Fighter.
You get a Street Fighter.
I didn't see a Street Fighter until it was inside of like a Safeway or some shit like that.
You get a Street Fighter.
That is random as shit, but you're right, because there were
when you get a Street Fighter 2 cab that's got the bad screen on it where everything is yellow.
You can barely make out. Like I can play, but this is some ghetto ass shit right now.
And then you happen to be at freaking PG. Was it PG Plaza where somewhere randomly in the hall you find that freaking rainbow edition of Street Fighter 2.
Guys, you remember when malls had those stray cabinets outside the arcade? Like,
yes,
I'm just saying straight as in
that's
like.
What I'm talking about. I'm talking about they would be all over the mall
for no reason. It's like the arcade is over there. I missed that. Why are you
I actually missed
that?
Like that I actually miss. Just a random. Oh, Cruising USA is right there outside of a store. Not Cruising USA. It wasn't Cruising USA. It'd be like not Daytona. One of them little race games. Pole position. As far
as arcade,
like a pole position.
As far as arcade races go, couldn't really dig Cruising USA when they hit home market. Didn't really appeal.
It wasn't the same.
We talked about that at BlurCon, Chris. Yes, you're right. You're exactly right.
Like the arcade Cruising hits, but it's like when they put it on the 64 and PlayStation, it's like, why? Ew. Like, no. Like, who does this? Yeah, it was. Dead ass. It was 9/11.
He died on 9/11.
Following year.
9/11 2003.
Like the following year. Yeah, it was the year after we graduated. That was the big, because we were because I'm about to say celebrate 9/11, but like 9/11 anniversary.
Celebrating 9/11.
We were acknowledging.
we talked to all the people who were a part of it. George Bush, Dick Cheney.
Critics agree.
This was the best reunion of 9/11 ever.
Special guest appearance by Colin Powell. I fucking hate that son of a bitch.
Special guest Kid Rock. You know what? I get used to this side of the political spectrum. Oh,
I am the manga badass.
I want to date my cousin. Trump.
Don't really hit.
That was the saddest. That was the saddest thing I ever seen. Kid Rock on stage with a struggle audience going, Trump, Trump. That
Better
was
off-
one of the greatest things ever.
Like, nigga, you've been better off being at the goddamn VMAs at this point. Like, Jesus.
They would have
Nah.
never let him on there doing that shit.
Nah,
They
but my
didn't
thing,
want Sinead O'Connor there. What makes you think
Hey,
they
look,
would
my
let
thing
him
is this.
go
My
on
thing
there?
is this though.
Listen,
Like, so. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, speaking of guns, so we got time paradoxes happening here because Buford shows up 2 days early with a Derringer.
And,
A Derringer pistol with one bullet in it and attempted to shoot Doc with it.
yeah. So basically,
Why?
he.
Why just a Derringer for that one?
But the thing is this: he tried to basically. He ends up tries to get Doc to get into a sort of quick draw.
Standoff.
Yeah, standoff. Doc, because he's still depressed from having to, break it off with Clara and stuff, he ends up drinking himself, as you do when you're sad, drinking himself into basically
drinking. That requires more than one, Chris. Remember,
Oh no, multiple drinks, multiple shots.
He just stood there with one shot.
That's right.
Yeah, he only took one shot, and that one shot, because he doesn't drink alcohol, took him down.
Right.
Hold
I
on.
loved it.
Hold on. I would say that was after the fact too, because remember he sat there with that one drink, and I love it when Marty shows up and goes, How many did he have? He's still holding that one.
He has a tough
That is
another one the whole night.
He said that right there is the words coming from the sound of a man with a broken heart. That ain't drunk talk. That is broken hearted talk. Now, something I will also point out is while he is going full drunken, broken hearted talk, he is opening up the encyclopedia of what the hell is going on in the future. And of course, everybody's laughing at all because no one believes him.
I mean, Clara didn't. I mean, think about it. Clara, when he told her he's from the future, she looked at him like, "Nigga, get the fuck out of my face, future."
She's like, "Just say you don't love me and
Yeah,
that,
pretty
and
much.
I don't
Like,
see you anymore."
Let's steam version. Look at me. I'm not a fan of yours like that. You made me want to cry when I saw you hit that damn bed. You were truly heartbroken. Oh, I felt bad. I've seen this movie many times. That's the first time I was like,
Sir.
Yo, Doc, knock on the door again, bro.
But something else I want to point out with going back to that Derringer, dude. Okay, Doc. I mean, freaking Marty manages to foil him, but when he says, "Wait a minute, I'm supposed to see you on Monday." Yeah, but this Derringer right here, last time I shot somebody with this, it took him 2 days to bleed out. Doesn't say just because you're supposed to die on Monday, don't mean I can't shoot you right now.
Fair, but
fair.
So again, to call back to something from Back to the Future 2, Marty gets the idea that he'll challenge Mad Dog, and he pulls the good, the bad, and the ugly. No, not that one. What was the other movie that he watched that Biff alternate 1985 Biff was
It
watching?
wasn't the good and the bad and the ugly, was it?
The other it was the other Clint Eastwood movie.
Harris would know that better than me. That one Fistful of Dollars, where he had the fake thing over.
Yeah, where he had like the front of the the front of that the freaking not boiler, but the front of that freaking pot, the door. Yeah, the front of that freaking Potbelly stove thing. He had that and used that as a bulletproof vest. I want to say that was good and the bad and the ugly. It was either good and bad and ugly, or for a few dollars more.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing too. So Marty gets the idea to do the same thing and go Biff into shooting him, and he ends up faking like he got shot, and Biff was like, "Oh shit!" Like, all right, cool, I got him. Nah, bruh, you didn't get him. Which that wouldn't work today with today's bullets and such. I don't think it would. I think you probably get killed off that shit. Personally,
I don't know. That iron was something else, bro.
Yeah. D was right. So it was fistful of dollars.
Yeah, fistful of dollars.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I was just looking it up. I just came across it myself.
Also, she did torn ligament in her foot from that dance scene. That is a thing. Just like with Michael J. Fox passing out from actually getting hung.
You know what that was? You know what Zemeckis was like? She's gonna be out how long? Here's Rob. We're gonna have to hurry up this shoot, man. Because look, man, we already late. We already late. Spielberg called me yesterday. I'm sick of him. We already late. You mean to tell me she heard again?
I did not know Mary Steenburgen was married to Michael McDowell. Huh.
She looked like she would be married to Malcolm McDowell.
10 years of Malcolm McDowell.
Good for her. Good
with
for her.
Kids.
I know why. Now that being said, now hold on. Where's the comment at? Where's the comment? I just seen it. Yes, I know why Doc was singing that song. I know exactly why that he was singing that song. Hey, Miss Claire, I see that booty.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real. That
is outfit.
I know that's a dress. I'm being
pure dress.
Let me tell you something.
Look, come on, man. I'm the first one to point out if a girl got a butt or something like that when it comes to these movies.
Can you imagine?
I know she ain't got nothing back there. Points.
Can you just think about the fact that back during this time, that turned dudes on thinking that this chick had ass?
I want to know where that came from. Where the women
probably from Europe. I think that's a European thing.
Yeah,
I believe that is European.
Yeah.
I don't know where the big booty thing. It's not even a butt thing. It's just that you got to have it wagging or something like that. I have no idea what it is.
I think because they were jealous of all them black slaves and the women having big asses, they were like,
know what?
Well, they had to create the optical illusion that all these, that Jesus.
I feel racism.
No, wait. No. I mean, they really had to create this optical illusion of white woman wagging.
Mm-hmm.
For the non-melanated.
I mean,
the non-melanated.
I mean, there's look. I don't call myself a fashion connoisseur, but there is some white women fashion that I'm just like, that turned men on.
Well, you also have to realize that a lot of the fashion, especially back then, trickled down from the rich, and it still does to this day. Yeah. But back then, it was really you trying to look like a queen or something. There was one person in English, and God, it was in England, where she had a cane because she had a disability where she actually needed a cane, and all the rich white women were like, "Ooh, that's high society. I will walk around like I got scoliosis too," and they all did it. That was the thing, to actually walk around with a cane. It's like, man, you're
right on the trickle down, because even Marty's ancestors, his great grandma, she didn't have that shit. She just had a regular on dress, and that was it.
Yeah, she had a regular dress. I'm just an Irish woman trying to raise my children in the middle of nowhere.
So
no, but that's how it is, because we see it today. We got Bamas that will. Remember when Supreme was at the supreme top of fashion, and we had people faking Supreme shirts? Same thing. It's the same thing.
Jesus Christ, that was
remember when everybody wanted to wear the all red shoes? We had people literally spray painting shoes to make them all red. Yeah, that's how it is, man.
October's.
Do y'all still cringe at some of the stuff nowadays where they've been doing it for years, but just seeing like Goku with some large jacket on that has Supreme at the bottom? I kind of cringe a little bit.
I don't, but give it time.
The same way as that fit that Goku and Vegeta had in that Broly movie, right? Like that felt more natural, and like, yeah, that'd be some shit that you could throw a Supreme on and it just hits. But the stuff prior to that, it was just like
the whole.
I don't know.
It makes me laugh more than it does cringe, because usually it's done in a mean fashion, like when you outside, when you're waiting for your girl to come outside to see you posted up like this, and you have the Supreme joke looking like Goku. It's funny. I get those. That's why I say I don't cringe at them. Give it time. When I'm like 50 going, what the fuck was he doing back then?
So Marty ends up in usual Biff Tannen fashion, kicks him into some a wagon full of manure.
I loved it because they had their little showdown. And I thought to myself, looking at it this time, because Marty wasted so much time taking his ass outside, because there was a whole little thing behind it of, Marty, you got to stop doing that. When somebody tries to challenge you, stop doing that.
I was going to mention that. I was going to say, number one, it was actually his Michael J playing Michael J here, Seamus, who told him, I had a brother, got stabbed with a Bowie knife in Virginia City, Nevada, all because someone provoked him into a fight. I think he got
Bowie
called.
knife.
Yeah, he got stabbed with a Bowie knife.
Sir, that is what we like to call the Crocodile Dundee special.
The
Okay,
Rambo special.
That's what
Rambo.
That's why I call that the Bayou Billy. You caught the Bayou Billy. That's what I call
You'll
it.
see.
Now, you know, the next day he actually did notice the photo that had Doc's gravestone on it. It was changed. Now it was just blank, and even Doc was like, "Hang on, just because it's blank doesn't mean that, you know, it definitely means that it's still present, and either one of their names could be on it."
Yeah, because basically he saved Doc and him, and it's like empty. But like you said, it could be any one of them because at any point in time, all it takes is one slight thing. It's like, shit, Doc's name's on it now, or Marty's name's on it now because of that. Because especially with this whole train endeavor, shit goes sideways. One of them going to die. You know, especially.
I did laugh when you look at the when they looked at the old thing again and he seen nothing there. They're like, "What's on there, Marty?" "Nothing's on here, Doc."
Actually,
Frederick Douglass. I think we fucked up.
Nah,
fucked up.
Now hang on. Now I did like that Doc actually knew something because he said, "Marty, you cannot be, you know, running out there and trying to fight someone every time somebody calls you a name, you know, because this is the sort of thing that got you into that accident in the future." He goes, "What accident? Like, what are you talking about?" And of course he was referring to that Rolls Royce accident from part 2.
Needles.
Yeah.
He said, "Look, if I tell you, it's just gonna make matters worse."
Which is ironic because Jennifer.
Hey, Doc, look where we're at. Tell me.
Which
again, he's like, I'm not gonna tell you. It's just gonna make things worse. And listen, we all do things that affect the course of our lives. You got to do what you got to do, and I got to do what I got to do.
Well, it's just ironic too because both of these films being filmed back to back, I do appreciate the payoff for some of those plot threads. The stuff with Jennifer looking over older Marty in the future and what put him in that position to do the shit with needles. That basically comes to fruition in this movie. The stuff with the alternate version of Biff Tannen that was basically foreshadowing this shit in 1885, you know, and just the trajectory of Biff Tannen's family lineage.
You know what? As a kid, as a 6-year-old watching this movie, this was one of those movies where it was so fun for me to connect everything. You know what I mean? It was the first, and I think that's what led us to going down the rabbit hole of doing that to the MCU. So, hey, all it takes is one rock being moved, and you see how everything goes.
Yeah.
So, but I did love the connection of, that's when that happened. This happened. I love that shit, man.
Yeah, I mean,
and to keep with the consistency, going back to what you said, Chris, we get all 3 movies of Biff saying, "I hate manure."
I personally didn't like that. Only for what? Because I don't think he would call it manure. The old Biff, Buford, was like it's him spitting all that shit out. Shit. Like I would have took that. I would have took him saying shit or something like that instead of I hate manure. Oh, shut
up. I hate manure.
Why? I like how this now what really gets me is the part that upsets me is
I love this
3 punches to take this nigga out.
It did, and I like.
But granted, he did have a concussion getting hit.
I also liked his how his flunkies, of course, was like, "Guys, you know what I think? I think Buford's going to jail." And they all scrambled.
One of my dad's favorite lines from this movie is this: the sheriff and them pulling up, get him out of that shit.
You know what? Thank you, Tevin. Thank you. No, Tevin, I was gonna bring it up. Tevin, thank you. Yes, in the deleted scene, Marshall Strickland was murdered by Buford, which is why he was arrested by Strickland's deputy at the end.
Phil, that was like that was like a side plot that probably was like, yeah.
I mean, because it would have been another excuse. It would have been another excuse to have Strickland in all 3 movies.
Still looking bald headed as fuck.
Yep, it would have worked.
What are you doing out here, Tannen?
You're a slacker, Tannen. You're a slacker. It's like
You and
he's
your whole
an
family.
outlaw.
Nothing but slackers.
It's like, all right, I guess slackers is the new word in the Old West. Slackers. That's what we do.
Yeah, hey Mary, I'm sorry that your kids Raul Julia you, but you were the right person for this movie, so deal with that shit.
Yeah, she really was. And
You need to be in the Back to the Future, Mom.
And who, cool.
Marty McFly, Mom.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Like, who would have really thought that she was ready to leave town because she got heartbroken?
Hey, back then, have a man come into your life like that, all tall, young looking, even though he was like 70. I don't know how old Doc is.
This revolver ocelot looking dude with a funny hat.
This Lee Marvin looking ass nigga that you fell in love with.
I mean, Christopher Lloyd born in
1930. Cowboy hat, wasn't it? It was the Erykah Badu cowboy hat he had on, isn't it?
He was born in 1938. This is 1990.
Looking hat.
So he's
Doug Brown was not 20s in the 20s.
No, he's man. Christopher Lloyd was 52 in 1990 when this movie was made.
Yes, he was. He was in his 50s in that time. Yeah.
That's about right for a white person 50s. So tracks. Just saying.
All right, if we're gonna do that, this is real talk. Everybody in the old, remember, vaccines and soap is not readily available to people, so people are going to look a lot more older anyway. So when I see Seamus, I did see Seamus McFly. I'm thinking like that nigga's a hard 26, and he's about to die in 10 years.
It's a hard 26. Like goddamn.
Like you gotta remember, like I said, vaccines and stuff didn't exist, man. So there's but granted, there was a lot of diseases and sicknesses that didn't exist at the time too. So whatever.
Who knew? By the way, she was already on the train. It was moving, and she hears about Doc, getting drunk, having that broken-hearted conversation in the saloon. And as soon as she hears that, she's like, oh, God, stops the train, gets off, runs, and goes back to town. She tried to go to his house, and she finally sees the model of the DeLorean.
Shout out to Claire. She was flying on that horse, wasn't she?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. I mean, look, hey, she was making sure, and it's crazy too because she gets there, sees all that, and then hears the train toot toot, and then boom, beelines it out of there and shit.
And who knew? And also, who knew that punching out Buford 10 and having him go head first into a random tombstone and breaking it would cause the actual tombstone that was used in the actual tombstone from the future to disappear.
And that was my problem. Like, even though he broke it, wouldn't that still technically mean that y'all guys could still die? You just had a picture of the tombstone itself. They probably put your names on a different tombstone.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, look, I'm just saying.
No. I mean, I'm pointing out stuff, and you're doing the same, and I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, between her getting on a horse, you changed
the timeline by breaking it.
Again, the time paradoxes. The amount of time paradoxes that happen in this movie that just get completely ignored. Because don't you love the kill switch plan from part 2? If we actually run into each other, like it could cause a cosmic shift or whatever, and completely destroy the entire universe. And when he said that, here's me. Or, you could just see each other and pass out.
Fair.
I'm like, backup plan, and the latter is what happens.
That was the backup plan. I don't blame you on that, bro.
I was like, all right, fine. Now we're pretty much at the this movie's climax, where it's the train, and you like how they attempted to rob the train. They were like, hey, look, man,
this is a science experiment.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's a science experiment. We're not gonna rob. We're not here to rob the train. We're just here to take the front of it, and we're gonna push the car.
We just want the money.
Stop it. Stop it.
Stop it. Stop it.
There is no rain. There is no rain.
Hey, the rain is when they put the explosions in and just
no.
Hey, actually, D has a better question. Remember when they got the car onto the train tracks?
Mm-hmm.
How did the car get up there?
I'm assuming
how did the car get onto that little rail so it can get onto the train tracks? Who put the car up there?
So, they probably pushed it on there and then switched it.
Whatever, I don't care.
No, but I am with you on that. How did they manage? No, I am with you on that. How did they manage to put special train wheels on a car?
Y'all have a jack for that shit?
Seriously.
I mean, dog, those were
that shit is like that is straight metal on metal.
Dog, those are gold BPS rims, nigga. How did you get?
I mean,
who fashioned those?
Probably Doc.
Yeah, well, it was Doc who put the white walls on the car. When he sent them the 1885. He put the white walls on because remember the old tires that was on it completely rotted.
Yeah. This feels like the most fucking the name of that video game everybody's playing. This is the most Fortnite shit ever I'm looking at right now.
Man, no, Fortnite would have the regular DeLorean on there. Don't do that.
I just look like, you know what it looks like? It looks like some shit that I would make with Legos as a kid. Like, I want to make a dope ass DeLorean.
I was trying to get pictures of the DeLorean, and the only ones I got were like the toys. That's why they look like this. Except this one. This is actually the actual model of the freaking train that they use at the end of the movie. So that's the one that's actually at Universal Studios. I don't know which one, but yeah.
I'll say this though, like the whole process of them putting it in stages was interesting with that little cartoon gauge that they had. Like, all right, we're in stage 1, Marty, and then they throw in the next one. That was
cool because it actually makes sense scientifically. You have something burn off and give off an explosion.
Oh, I know that. It's just it did look dope. I ain't gonna lie, but it was just kind of funny seeing it. Like, okay, that's actually.
Now I was saying this.
First of all,
so you just gonna have the cow. Now I'm sorry, Eris. I was like, you're just gonna have the cow catcher in the back of that shit. Ain't you gonna have? Oh, they use the tires to bounce off. Okay, cool. Now that can work. I'll shut up.
So allow me to explain what those 3 stages were. They were Presto logs, aka originally called Press to Log. It's an artificial fuel for wood burning stoves developed in the 1930s as a means of recycling the sawdust from sawmills. They were made of clean, dry sawdust, wood shavings, and green waste that was formed into logs by machines under great pressure without any binders or glues. Other brands of artificial logs use paraffin or natural binders.
Okay. Then.
I don't know what he used. They look like, you ever see those big old rolls of yarn?
That's what it looked like.
That's what it looked like.
But that's what those were. They were Presto logs.
Oh, so they actually look like that.
Yeah, okay, he basically Doc made his own version, and it says right here, it says as soon as Doc had stopped, as soon as he had stopped the locomotion, he instructed Marty to climb down and hand him 3 cylindrical cloth covered packages that Doc had stashed in the DeLorean the day before. Marty picked up the first of the 3 wrapped in green cloth with a big number 1 printed on it. It was about 1.5 feet long and 9 inches around. And it was surprisingly heavy for a small package. Marty passed the green package up to Doc, and he retrieved the second yellow covered cylinder. He gave that to Doc and in turn, then picked up the last one wrapped in red. What are these things anyway? Marty asked. Doc said, my own version of Presto logs. The inventor replied as he stacked the red cylinder next to the one on the corner of the cab. Compressed wood with anthracite dust, chemically treated to burn hotter and longer, and use them in my forge so that I didn't have to stoke it. Basically pointed out the number 3 on it. Is that these 3 in the furnace will ignite sequentially, make the fire burn harder, pick up the boiler pressure, and make the train go faster.
Makes sense to me.
That's what I said. Makes sense to me.
Duraflames, yes.
I can see that.
Because you notice, I think it was either log number 3 or log number 2, like the moment it went in and you just saw that shit just explode and the front end of the DeLorean leaped up.
Got to collectify.
I was like, oh shit, this thing is really pushing now.
I mean, but the fact that like Clara gets there, she's getting on the train.
On the horse,
by the way.
Who caught up to the train.
Professing her love that she loves Doc and stuff to point to where typical in these situations.
I love the part though. Oh, real quick. My smallest son was watching with me at that point, right? So he sees Clara grab the back end of that train, right? And as soon as she grabbed onto it, the log would all blew up, and she's like, "Whoa!" And all you saw was her legs just sticking up like this as she was flying down. My son was cracking up. I'm like, "Yeah,"
because it's very cartoony.
It is cartoony.
It's very cartoony and stuff. And
it was funny. It was good.
And Marty has to use the hoverboard to kind of like save her because she ends up almost falling off the train and stuff, which you forget that
this movie a billion times. I'm over there like, come on, let it go. He got it. Thank you, Jesus.
No, but my thing is this too. I blanked out because I know they showed the hoverboard at the beginning of the movie when Marty was like sleeping in Doc's 1950s Doc's place. And I forgot he took it with him to the Old West and stuff. So like when he took the hoverboard. So when he took the hoverboard out the DeLorean, and I was like, oh, that's right, because he had to. Yeah, totally fucking forgot about that. Yeah.
I gotta say the battery life on that hoverboard, amazing too.
I remember he had the DeLorean in the car, and I was like, "Yep, that's another excuse for us to use it again."
Yeah, might as well. I mean, if I have it, might as well.
No, I do like that Doc pretty much was for the idea of taking Clara to the future with him. He's like, "Screw it, we're at this point. She's on the train. I'm trying to get to the DeLorean." We admitted we love each other.
She don't have family.
Yeah, she's coming with me.
I haven't clapped cheeks, so
yeah. So it's like I think this is one of those instances where you're not really breaking time per se, because it's like, okay, the ravine isn't named for her anymore, but at the end of the day, is she really breaking time? Not really.
Apparently, she didn't.
But I'm saying, just going by Back to the Future logic, it's like, well, it ain't really breaking anything. It's just a ravine ain't gonna be named after her. All right, cool, got you.
Actually, it does. When the train does go over and and crashes, and of course no one is there to see it.
Doesn't make a sound
when he does when.
Let me tell you something.
Dude, can a nigga live?
Exactly.
Anyway,
it
gets renamed to Eastwood Ravine now,
which I'm pretty sure Clint Eastwood is ecstatic.
I don't even think Clint would even know.
Yeah, I know, because I mean, Eastwood as a name is not really to just Clint Eastwood himself. So you're right. I like how Marty has enough time. He gets back to his timeline enough to get there. Ding, 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 and then all of a sudden, shit, train.
No, not just train. Remember, one of the doors was the door was stuck.
Yeah, so it's like
I don't think Doc. I think Doc planned for it, but at the same time, he was like, "Oh shit! I hope Marty can get out the car."
Now here's what's interesting.
I don't think he planned that out.
Now here's what's interesting. When Marty gets back, this is basically him getting back after, I guess, his self already went to the future with Doc and 2, basically. Because remember, he gets back and he gets back to his
feel
truck.
that it is more of part 2.
Yeah, it's kind of because remember, the truck is still there after it's already been buffed, and even Cucked Biff was like, "Hey, did you come from a costume party, Marty?"
Well, no. Remember, everyone that saw him said, "He says, Marty, what's up with you, man? Like, what are you doing dressed like Clint Eastwood?"
It's a full circle.
Yeah, full circle. Everybody said, he said, Doc. Everybody said, Marty, you look like Clint Eastwood.
Gotta be honest with you. I still want that truck. Just FYI, that
it is a nice truck.
It's a nice truck, clean. I need that.
That is one of those trucks you definitely take your girl out to the lake. which is what
I
Marty.
hate it when you say it like that because it sounds so rapey when you say take her out to the lake.
See, years of listening
That
to
is you.
no. To be fair to D though, when you listen to enough true crime and unsolved mysteries and shit like that, it does kind of.
I am trying to be good, wholesome.
It's not your fault. It's not your
Thank
fault.
you.
It's not your fault. It's just society has conditioned us into taking the thing that was wholesome and just all of a sudden it's like, so rape is what happened afterwards.
Chris, CJ, respectfully, fuck society.
I know.
That being
We
said,
live in a society, sir. We live in a society.
and fuck it. Okay.
I like how
Now, I just wanted to point out the time that he does go back is October 27, 1985. Back now, while he's back there, he actually does find Jennifer
on the porch still,
mm-hmm.
which we're picking up that plot thread, and they're both kind of like out of sorts. He's like, Marty, the future, da 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 da. Gets in the car, pulls up to a light, and who's there?
Needles.
And
Wait,
Marty taking Doc's advice and not reacting, decides, all right, Needles, I'll race you. Instead of racing, he just goes in reverse, and Needles ends up being the one that hits that.
Well, he didn't hit it.
Rolls-Royce.
He almost hit the Rolls Royce because he was on the
I
outer
thought
side.
Needles hit.
Needles didn't hit. He swerved at the last second.
Okay, I thought he like grazed it or nipped
Nope,
it.
he didn't hit it at all.
Nope.
He swerved it. He swerved it, but Marty was like, holy crap.
I like how
I almost like I would have hit that Rolls Royce.
Jennifer pulling out the paper and sees "You're fired" disappear.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, in the future, that car wreck basically set Marty back a lot in his life.
Number one had that happen. Marty would have got sued by the driver, and because he injured his hand in the accident, he gave up on his dream of being a rock star.
Yeah. So it's that regret of being stuck in a dead end office job.
He gave up his dream of being a media.
I mean, it's the white shit ever. Let's just be real.
Yep.
Like, rock star, yeah.
Like hand is completely busted.
I only got two professions I want to do: be cool as hell and rock on.
I don't want to work for corporate.
Be a part of the man's plan.
Were you like everybody else that saw it and was totally surprised and a little sad to see the DeLorean be destroyed by a train?
It sucks.
Yes,
don't get it twisted.
As a kid, it hurt me to see it destroyed.
Broke my heart. As an adult, good.
No, can I be real? No, it's like any iconic vehicle. It's like when I watch this house show. I'm old. We're all old. Remember when they did that Knight Rider movie that was the follow up to the show?
Yeah,
it was like Kit was like basically like just this little radio, and he put him inside this old Studebaker and shit because they didn't have the fucking Firebird anymore. You felt sad because it's like, ain't the Firebird. What the fuck is going on, movie?
They done changed the game up on us.
Yeah, and then they gave us that fucking the new Firebird that never came out and shit. And I'm like, that's not Knight Rider. Sure. It's kind of like that. It's just iconic cars. Just when the car got destroyed by the train, it's like, oh, that sucked. All you saw was the flux capacitor pieces and all that shit. But then the movie said, hold on, I know you're sad, but watch this shit.
We got you. How about the fact that the freaking the traffic lights and everything, like you actually see the like the car, like the freaking guards come down for the train. They're like,
what the fuck is going on? We gotta get
what the hell is coming?
I thought that was kind of cool. Cool because it felt like Doc did that on purpose. You want to see the timing I got on this bad boy?
I gotta be real. Time Machine Train is a game changer, to be fair. I gotta be real. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but it's like I gotta wonder what was the engineering like to get that shit to fucking work.
Now hold up. I looked that up because I always question, Doc, how did you make that? And what I always saw was steam power. F you.
Yeah,
how did he make it? And what I found out is that Doc took components from the hoverboard, reverse engineered it, and found a way to give them the same gigawatts as the flux capacitor and all that to make all that. Now, and it took them 10 years to do it. Took him 10 years to do it. I felt like, all right, fine, whatever. But at the same time, I was like, fuck it, just go with it. Fuck it, just go with it. And he got it. I'll go with that. Now, where did I get all that information from? Not out my ass. From the IDW comic. They're the ones that said that.
They went steampunk.
Yeah.
Went full steampunk.
Yeah.
You can do that. You can get away with that in a comic because comic book logic. It's
you're right. Because it did take him. It said it took him 10 years to do it, from 1885 to 1895, and it says he first succeeded in temporal displacement test, and he and his family traveled to 2015 and beyond to give it the hoverboard conversion.
Yeah.
The flux capacitor was still included in the design in the place of the lamp at the front of the locomotive. Unlike the DeLorean, the external components of the train were symmetrical on both sides of the vehicle, possibly representing a more sophisticated grasp of the time travel technology on Doc's part, despite being constructed from a more primitive materials. And then that's when he actually goes. That's what makes the whole thing come full circle when Marty asked Doc, "So where are you going now, Doc? Back to the future?" Nope, already been there.
Here's my thing.
Because he already went to 2015.
Tevin makes a good question. Who'd you kill to get that train?
That's true.
These are points.
Or
go ahead, Eris. I think you think it like me.
Or remember what he said early on in the movie? Oh, it's going to be a great explosion. It's going to be a complete disaster. No one's ever going to see it. It's too bad no one will be here to see it. Key word. Too bad no one is here to see it. I would like to believe in the 10 years that it took Doc to get this thing up and running, that he actually went back to that wreckage, took what he could find, and salvaged that destroyed train and made the time machine out of it.
A part of me thinks that too.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I mean, that was my logic. That was my logic too. Cause I assumed that he just took the train and just repurposed the wreckage and stuff, and that was that. So that would make sense too. Go back to the scene of the crime.
Because again, no one knew about that explosion of the destroyed, like where the train went over the tracks. No one was there to see it. There were no witnesses. Therefore, I can go back there and salvage the shit.
Hey, Doc, you already been to the future, so you're gonna go to the past. Where exactly are you fucking going?
That's a very good question. He doesn't say.
I mean, granted, he's white.
Do you see why I'm saying that?
Granted, he's white. The sky's the limits and stuff because you can go anywhere.
I was about to say, you can go wherever he freaking feel like it, bro. Oh, snap.
Me as a black man, I'm like, why the fuck would I go in the past? Fuck that shit.
The only way I'm a black person that goes into the past is if I had a Uzi. You already know the rest of this. You already know the rest where I'm going with this. That's the only way I'll go back.
The way I would sit there and literally
I'm gonna need a Hong Kong shot if I'm going back.
Look, give me a time machine. The only thing I'm doing is I'm going 2-3 days into the future to get the numbers for the Mega Millions and then going back and just using that shit. Done and done.
I like how you keep invoking the Mega Millions. Chris, do you have a gambling problem?
No.
It's
not that. It's not that. Chris is taking a logical standpoint from it, and I get it. I respect it, but I'm still going off of Terminator rules. See, Chris, you could take those numbers, and those will actually be the winning numbers. But you go back to that. You go back to the time that you think you left from, and you end up in a completely different past, and those numbers don't work.
No, I mean, it's just you're going to the...
I think the same thing, but I don't think it works that way.
Yeah, I think if you go to the future, you'll be fine.
Yeah,
it's just, I think it's just the past is the one that you can't
unless
change.
Unless randomization actually works off a time thing itself. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm still of that mindset that time is not exactly linear, because when you
scientifically you're right.
Yeah, because when you try to go back, you can't go backwards. Every movie has tried to point out that fact, despite what the time traveling comedies do, Hot Tub Time Machine and Back to the Future. When you got Interstellar is a great example of this. When they were on that freaking water planet, and for every
50 years,
And for every, I think, what was it, for every hour that they were there, 7 years passed.
Yeah.
And time went by pretty quick.
Because didn't that dude didn't he fall into the water and he aged like real fucking quick?
No.
It was one of the scenes. One of them aged up real quick or some shit.
No, it was the black guy who stayed behind. He stayed on the Endeavor, and he just went for that. He went into that cryo sleep, but still, when he got out, he was like, "Listen, I had a couple of naps. You guys know how long y'all been gone? You guys have been gone for 23 years." They had just touched down on that planet, and from the runtime of the movie, for us, it seemed like they were only down there for like maybe like a couple of hours or a couple of minutes. And then for them to come back and find out that 23 years has passed, that's crazy. And they didn't age, but everybody else back on Earth definitely aged.
Now, you know what's interesting?
It's scientific. That's how
that's what I'm saying. It doesn't, and of course, time is a weird bitch. And of course, when Cooper tries to say, "Well, what if we try to do this? And can we do this and gain back time?" It doesn't work like that. You can stretch it, you can squeeze it, but it can't go backwards.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I remember hearing Neil deGrasse Tyson say something like that. He said, "I believe he said on a weird technical sense, you can go back, but it's almost a weird technical sense of going forward. You're just going back to the same thing. You're not necessarily going to go back in actual time. You can't do it the way you want. It ain't Back to the Future. Now, hopping in the future, of course, now that works differently. The exact way you said it, that's how space and time works. Like you only age 1 year going to the moon, but everybody on Earth aged 3 years. That kind of makes sense.
That part.
It's sort of like that.
Now, movie did well in the box office.
So hopefully you guys will see us next week for 3BG's rendition of Cosmos.
Shut up. Anyway.
Hey, look, we just spent
Carl Sagan. It's 3 more of them now.
Listen, we just went through 5 minutes just talking about how time travel works. Look, shit was entertaining.
I find it crazy. This again, 1990, lot of heaters. Back to the Future was number 1. Bird on the Wire, number 2, Mel Gibson. Pretty Woman, Cadillac Man, Firebirds, the first TMNT movie, Hunt for the Red October, Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, and Joe versus the Volcano and Space Invaders.
Those are all beatable numbers if you're Back to the Future. All those are beatable movies. Birds on the Wire.
That was Mel Gibson at his apex.
But that wasn't an apex Mel Gibson movie though.
Yeah, because it was like comedy. It was him and Meg Ryan. Him and Meg Ryan. Him and Meg Ryan. Pretty Woman was big.
Pretty Woman was big. Now, what week was that on? That's a good question.
That's
and same with TMNT. What week was that on too?
I want to say it's a couple of weeks because TMNT only had 2 million, so I'm pretty sure it made its money and it's just hanging around.
Yeah. Remember, it was
same with Pretty Woman because Pretty Woman apparently, so Pretty Woman only had 8 million. So yeah, it was a lot of. I forgot Walt Disney. Firebirds is the Chuck Norris, Louis Gossett Jr. movie. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. Have y'all seen that?
No, I probably saw it, don't remember it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's no, you know what? That's called Firewalker. Firebirds is a different one. My bad. I'm tripping.
See.
It's Firewalker because I hear Firebirds in my head. I'm thinking that Firewalker, that movie and stuff. But yeah, Hunt for the Eye October was pretty big too. But I mean, all these movies, barring Space Invaders, which apparently it actually bombed because that was the wacky space invading aliens that talked and all that shit and stuff. It was weird. Yeah, but I know a lot of people.
Space Invader movie. You mean the one with the aliens with the big green heads, and they were helping out kids or something like that?
Yeah, it was Halloween and shit.
I loved that movie as a kid. I cannot watch it as an adult.
It's wacky in a weird way.
Hey, Kurt,
I watched it all the time. Little black kid dressed up like a duck. Oh, I remember that shit. I used to love that movie, man.
Hey, D. So remember earlier when I was mentioning we were joking about the whole thing of the whiskey blowing up the like the fuel tank.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So gasoline, while not commonly available at gas stations in 1885, would still have been relatively easy to come by, as it was collected and burnt as nearly as useless waste byproduct of petroleum processing to obtain lamp oil and kerosene, as you mentioned, D, which were more valuable. However, with the time restraint placed by Doc's impending death, it may have been impossible to travel to an oil processing plant and return in time. Doc and Marty tried alternatives to gasoline, which destroyed the engine.
They could have really actually got gasoline. The movie's already made, so we can't.
Mm-hmm.
That was bad.
Yep, that was
bad, actually.
Yeah, and that was the other line that I mentioned too. Doc says during the movie that Marty and he could use the DeLorean on ice to make it past 88 miles per hour, but ice wouldn't appear until winter. He says, however, after Buford Tannen is put in jail, they could have waited as long as they wanted. But the argument of the movie was that the train was the last and only hope.
Mm-hmm.
Again, these are options.
But you could have waited.
Yeah, they could have.
Also, who to get that ice in Hill Valley?
Yeah.
And they also did film the scene of Tannen killing Marshall Strickland. They said it was filmed, but it was never included in the movie.
Of course it wasn't.
And
why would it?
Hang on. There was something else I came across I thought was interesting. Yeah. So, all right, run with me on this. Okay. So in the beginning of the movie, 1955, Doc Brown learns what happens to 1985 Doc Brown that causes 1985 Doc Brown to be sent to 1885. 1955 Doc Brown should then be able to retain his knowledge until 1985 to avoid the accident, just as he used the knowledge of the future to wear a bulletproof vest during the first time travel experiment in the first installment of the series. However, it should be noted that when he first hears of his 1985 self being sent to 1885, he is initially receptive to the idea. Also, after someone has time traveled, their memories would be the ones from the original timeline before they time traveled. Even if they change the timeline, Marty's memory doesn't change in the first movie. So Doc from 1985 wouldn't have the modified 1955 Doc's memory. Another way of looking at it is that the Doc that first creates the time machine does not know to wear a bulletproof vest until Marty goes back to tell his younger self.
I thought that
we're through the looking glass here, people.
The bulletproof vest is because of the letter. It's not because of.
Hang on, not finished. Also, the Doc that first creates the time machine has no knowledge of Marty from the past until Marty goes back and then returns. Also, the Doc that is in the DeLorean that gets hit by lightning, sending it to 1885, doesn't know to watch out for lightning because Marty hasn't told his older self yet.
This is too much overthinking. Just watch the movie.
1955 Doc is well aware of paradoxes and even later admits it sounds like a wonderful way to spend my retirement years, implying that he would let it happen anyway. Also, knowing that Marty went back to save him also adds to this theory.
I hate my generation so flipping much. We watched this movie so many times that we could actually list out the words that were said and tell you, paradox. I hate my generation so much. Just watch the damn, like Chris, I always said, there's always room for criticism, to point out plot holes, to point out inconsistencies, and in this case, time paradoxes. But then there's this, and then then there's just to be honest with you,
shut up, be quiet.
That's the thing. It's as much as
I get it.
There's a lot of overthinking, and it's like there's a lot of overthinking. But I think the movie did a pretty good job of covering its bases, because it's like, all right, you look at the first movie, very straightforward, cut and dry. Hey, he put the letter in there, he tore it up, and then Doc decided, you know what, I'll piece it together. Boom. He wears a bulletproof vest, still gets shot. Fine. Right. You let go of what happened at the end of 2 of him not remembering Marty because he's freaking out that Marty, the person that he sent into the future, pops up in his face, and maybe he had a measure of just like, what the fuck? And then, he just passed out and just tripping and stuff. So fine. And it's just all that extra stuff of like, well, how we remember, it's like, just watch the movie.
I know it's just watch the movie, but still, you're just throwing in time travel theory here, and which I'm fascinated by.
But it's linear time travel theory at best too. That's the
for this movie it is. Also, this movie does this whole series actually takes place in the same universe as A Million Ways to Die in the West, so it's canon.
That movie tried to be canon for a lot of stuff.
It did, but it does take place in the same. They confirmed that it takes place in the same timeline because Christopher Lloyd's cameo appearance was just one of many jokes that was written in that movie.
Gotcha.
Because they actually put the scene of him trying to hide the DeLorean in that scene.
Yeah. Anyways, that is Back to the Future Part 3.
But yeah, we're done with the perfect trilogy. What we got next?
DJ Sue, it's your birthday. So one quick question. Are we starting spooky season early, or are we going to give it one more week?
Give it a week.
Give it a week? Okay. Chris, 1, 2, or 3? What was that?
2.
Really?
What? What is it? Just say it.
Because I'm having second thoughts about us even doing this movie.
Just say it. Oh, he'll be just like Single White Female.
That's what I'm saying.
But even more funnier.
We have a crazy Sharon Stone. No, seriously, she's crazy. She's a fucking killer.
Showing full bush. It's great.
You mean line?
Line for sure.
Or
landing strip.
Bush,
Okay,
landing
Eris.
strip, tomato. It's all.
But that being said, Eris, what should we go for? That or 1 or 3? And be honest, if you don't want us to do it, it's your birthday, kid.
I mean, I'm interested in knowing what number 1 is.
Really? Oh God, how can I give this away without giving it away? We talked about it earlier in the show, in a star slide.
Oh, First Blood.
Or do you want to go with 3, where it's Chris's movie as a kid that made him read comic books all the damn time? I doubt it made you read comic books. I'm just being funny.
What, the Phantom?
I have more respect for you than the fucking Phantom, sir. Yes, I do.
Oh, man. I love the Phantom.
Eris is thinking, and I love this.
I love the Phantom. Phantom was great. Oh, Dick Tracy is what you're saying. Oh, damn, Dick Tracy would have been dope as shit.
So what you wanted? So it's like this. We got 3 movies then.
Yeah, the fucking steelbook of Dick Tracy. We have First Blood. We have Basic Instinct. Or we have Dustin Hoffman. Okay. Here's my idea. I feel Basic
Instinct. All 3 because I hate you.
I feel Basic Instinct. That should be our Valentine's 2025 movie. Personally,
that sounds fair.
So it'd be basically between First Blood and Dick Tracy, and I'm gonna lean towards Dick Tracy.
I know you would leave it on Dick Tracy, but I know this one besides me wants to
First Blood sounds legit. First Blood sounds legit because of Rebel Ridge recently. So
I'm picking First Blood, nigga. It's my birthday.
Yeah.
First Blood. I'm down for First Blood.
So basically, I come back from Vietnam, right? I was trying to get my life, just go around, right? You ain't fat guy. You tell me what I'm gonna do. He's gonna force me back in the jungle, but I'm not going back.
Somebody annoys you with a gun, you throw a rock at them, and they accidentally fall out of a helicopter.
You don't.
And then you hop on a motorcycle and hop off a ramp that shows up out of nowhere
with the mattress right there in the camera.
Yeah,
It
laying
jumps
on
off.
the
two
mattress.
mattresses and two planks down.
Yo, when folks, I want you to understand something. When Sue was living with his parents. He had a big TV, and he showed us that scene. He's like, "Guys, you gotta look at this." He froze it perfectly, and I was like, "Is that a mattress? The fuck is? Did he just jump off a mat?"
I was like, yes, that is a mattress. We never noticed this as kids.
We just like, "Oh, Rambo, badass!" Yeah, just
I like how Three Black
This
People
movie
feel.
is a lot. No, this movie is a lot like Beverly Hills Cop 1. Never really aged particularly well.
Well, sir, are you talking about the black stuntman that did not look
I'm
like
talking
Eddie
black
Murphy?
stunt. I'm talking every Eddie Murphy stunt man. Okay,
I say First Blood holds up better than the first Beverly Hills Cop movie.
no,
Personally,
First Blood
Hey,
is
look,
laughable in
look,
comparison
that one is-
because
look,
again,
that's
you
the
are
neutron
jumping.
dance playing
You're
in the background.
jumping. No, you are jumping off of a freaking ramp. You got the mattresses. The fact, why was there a ramp there? This is supposed to be just the main road.
probably because if I were to wager a guess, that road that they were driving on, I'm pretty sure that train track, it wouldn't have been enough to show him jumping over it. So they had to create something to give the illusion that, oh, we're jumping over the train tracks to make it look badass because it just looks boring driving over the.
I get he was also driving fast too. I get that, but come on.
I mean,
Come on.
yeah.
You cleared that jump. No, I think he missed the mattress.
Yeah. But first blood it is. First blood. Hey, look, this just gives me an excuse to rewatch that movie.
He did miss the mattress. That's why I'm laughing. He probably did.
He did miss it.
Yeah, look, this just gives me an excuse to rewatch the movie because it really. Look, when we initially did this movie, this is early 3BG. We did the movie. I think rewatching it, you kind of think about the current state of where we were at as a country at that time, and just again how the country. Again, when it came to Vietnam vets, it was just like, damn, y'all really just hate Vietnam vets, do you? Just you're a vagrant. Get out of my town. I'm like, bro, he's just.
I keep telling y'all that was not like that back then.
Sir.
That was the military trying to say that's what the civilians were doing to the Vietnam vets. Where there was pushback, but it wasn't this go home, you baby killer. It wasn't none of that.
I mean, folks was really waiting.
You remember when people were coming back?
No. You mean to tell me folks was really waiting for soldiers coming back at the airport?
Look, you know what?
All right, Chris, I'll give it to you in modern day. Remember when Iraqi freedom was over with and people were coming back home? You remember how there was one half of people talking about they don't respect the military enough, and they just started making up bullshit that never happened. Same thing, but there was no internet to check nobody.
Yeah, because now the internet will have you believe that everybody hates people that serve in the military. And I'm like, I feel this is just social media because I feel, again, I always felt personally with people's relationships with the military, I always felt like realistically outside the internet, the average person has respect for people that serve in the military. Like they're not saying, oh, you're part of the imperialist issue. And it's like, no, they don't. Like if you serve in the military, they get it. But you let online tell it
you're serving the fascist government.
Yeah, it's like you let people online tell it you in the military, you're part of the problem. I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to figure out my life. How about let me join the military so I can figure my life out? All right, you want me to be poor on the street?
Right?
I'm just trying to go to school for free.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like
and that's the sick part. I hate how the military industrial complex will make it look like why are they treating our soldiers like that? It's like, nigga, how do you treat the soldiers?
Also, Republicans.
I see a lot of these people.
Why do you hate me?
Exactly. I see a lot of these.
Not the black me, military me.
Yeah, still like this. I see many of my vets come back with bad backs, bad knees, bad joints. They can't get loans. They are poor. A lot of them are poor. A lot of them can't finish their education. I see how y'all treat our vets. Why are y'all talking about the civilians? Yeah. Now I will respect this one commercial that came out when they were starting to come home. They used to play this all the time on 106.7. Chris, they used to play this all the time. Where it's like this: wow, you're back from the army, killer. Like, yeah, I bet you killed a lot of people over there. And you just here to dance. So where are you going to get a job? We don't treat our military
y'all
like this,
kill,
and
like,
you
y'all
shouldn't either.
Like, listen, you guys hate me when all I want is for my country to love me as much as I love it.
They love that. Military people just beat off to that. That's their thing.
Put it this way. Look.
Like, shut up.
We'll deep dive into it, but I will say this: it is a very emotional story of a guy that's traumatic from his.
Oh yeah. Oh,
it's a great scene.
Yeah, let's not take away what the message was. There are people that do treat people in the military like that. Let me putting facts out there that this whole, baby killer bull crap. No, nobody does that. But there are people that really see military people that are in the middle. They're stuck. Either they can't get a job or whatever they can. And they see them as just, things to mess around with.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian Denny, he was a pure example of people that did that and people that still do that. And I despise people who do that. Because this person, I will never fight for this country, but I got deep respect for anybody that will do that. I don't have the love for this country that you do that you would do that. Some, like you said, Chris, some are just trying to live. Some truly believe it. But to have this idea that I can just push this person around like, so what? You're just a soldier. You didn't care about your body out there. You don't care about it now. That's such BS, young. I hate that.
But I gotta tell you something, D. I gotta tell you something. Walking around here wearing that heart and that flag the way that you do, you're asking for trouble.
My man said the heart.
The heart.
I think it was either that purple. I added the heart, but I really meant to say, walking around here wearing that flag the way that you're wearing it, you're only asking for trouble.
I'm sorry, was this nigga in a gang? I
was like, bro, this man is just passing through Oregon.
Well, you got the colors on, man. What's with the weird white and blue colors, my nigga?
You are in the state of Oregon, coming to visit a friend that you thought made it out of the war. Come to find out this man died. How much of a long trip that had to be for you to come all the way over there walking.
I'm gonna say thank you, Chris.
Hitchhiking.
I don't even think he hitchhiked. I really think he straight up walked.
I mean, look, when you're back in America after being,
so it's worse.
And you visiting a black man that lived way deep in the country. Man couldn't even find you where you live.
You've been in the Viet Cong.
That's with that nigga that didn't want to be found.
Viet Cong with the shitty mustache and stuff, like.
We're not gonna go into that mustache, bro.
We're definitely gonna talk about that mustache next week.
Shave him.
But I am starting to dislike you.
We don't have evil cops like that anymore. Yes, we do. They kill black people.
Yeah, they do. They just put knees on necks, Chris. They don't have to talk like that. That's what they do.
I'm sorry. Is there a spitting fact?
Yes.
Dude, Rambo, today's era would have ended after 2 minutes. Rambo walks to a small town. Congratulations for your service, soldier. Credits. Done. Credits. Done.
Replayed IHOP.
Get IHOP eating breakfast, mulling over everything that happened in Vietnam. Credits.
The staff actually listening to a story. Ain't nobody else getting served.
Quietly, gently cutting his pancake.
As the credits is rolling as he's cutting his pancake.
Siskel and Ebert sitting in the movie theater. Brilliant.
He actually cuts a slice and hands it to a kid.
Now, that being said, y'all, yes, because we opened that door, that means we're going to do Rambo, Rambo 2, Rambo 3, and Rambo Goes Mexican. You damn right we're doing it.
Sir, I mean, John Rambo, a.k.a. Rambo 4.
Yeah, we gotta do Rambo 4, sir.
Yes, Rambo 4. I forgot about that.
We gotta redo Rambo.
Then Rambo 5.
Rambo goes to Mexico.
because that's what you do when you run out of ideas. You go to Mexico to get your money up.
I like to call it a Rambo. I like to call it Rambo Narcos edition.
I say we
It
say
wishes.
Rambo goes. I say we call it Rambo Goes Hawaiian just to be funny.
Rambo goes Hawaiian.
Gotta be honest with you, Rambo going to Mexico just felt like they really ran out of ideas. You had the happy ending in 4, and then just said, you know
No,
what?
they didn't run out of ideas, Chris. You want to know why they didn't run out of ideas? Because they actually had a script for something that was completely different.
Oh, I know it was. It's just it felt like happy ending in 4. Why is he a Narcos? You know, so.
I mean, granted, we never did see his family. We saw the house that he went back to. And I was like, okay, full circle. He finally returns home after being the snake hunter in Rambo 4.
Anyways, folks,
And then created a whole Viet Cong tunnel underneath his. Look, whatever.
First Blood, it's happening. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Gotta get back in time.